for the target of your investigation, say to the Jamaican people, what is the FID's position? And you refuse to do that. You simply seek cover to hold your head down with a sentence the matter is still under investigation. That's a problem, a big problem. And that is why half of the country has lost confidence and trust in the Integrity Commission. This does not look right nor fair. It is of major concern. More than $30 million spent hiring a forensic accounting examiner. Extensive, more than 30
there you are.
Search by the IC itself.
Let us prove that our nation's
the IC continues to be the subject of much debate in Jamaica. It's not a subject that we can just move on from. Is the IC, is the Integrity Commission without integrity? What are we going to do about it? Senator Oswell Harding has died. You know, I would recommend to Miss Nikisha Burchell to go and read a little bit about Senator Oswell Harding. I would also recommend that to Isaac Buchanan. Let me go in and say hi to my moderator. Good evening to you, Caroline.
Hi, neighbor. Good night. Good morning.
Good morning. Did you know Senator Harding?
I know of him.
Know of him?
Yes.
What a decent parliamentarian. Brilliant scholar. And he passed away today. Condolences to him and the Jamaica Labour Party.
let us prove that she, I believe, Surina.
Well, he passed away this morning.
I'm almost sure I saw that yesterday.
You have to remember that you are 20
Oh yes.
many hours
yes, yes.
You're many hours ahead of us, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, condolences.
Yeah.
To his
I
family.
wanted to say how the politics have gotten so crass that a man like Senator Ozzy Harding, a very, very decent, and he was a bright man, Jamaica Labour Party, former president of the Senate, excellent lawyer, King's Counsel. Condolences to the Jamaica Labour Party. The Jamaica Labour Party really have produced some fine persons, you know. We mourn with them. You doing all right, though, Caroline? You doing all right? She's off the air. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the show tonight.
No, I'm right here, neighbor.
I was saying to
Sorry
you
about
that the Labour Party has produced some excellent legislators over the years.
Yes, neighbor, they definitely have.
Just want to
Sorry,
remind
I
me.
can't say the same for the PMP.
Well, what have they produced really? Just want to remind
Of course.
the listeners that Natalie from JPU will be here tomorrow. Is that so?
Yes, neighbor.
We're looking.
Well, neighbor, they need to know that it's a weekly collab.
Yes.
So it's every Friday evening until we advise them of otherwise. Huh?
All right. No, the Prime Minister is in Suriname, and the Prime Minister today was warmly welcomed in Guyana. As a matter of fact,
Right?
yes, the president of Guyana is all over social media on Facebook warmly welcoming the Prime Minister. Prime Minister got a parade at the airport, and they played the national anthem. I think I should play that for my listeners. You know, one of the things I'm working on here in the studio, Caroline, we're hoping to be able to show exactly what we're playing. It's a little restricted on TikTok, so that's why I don't do it right now. But we have a new feature coming that once I pick up something, it will be live on screen, both on YouTube and on YouTube. Will be fantastic.
Awesome. Yes, but I think you can play the anthem, Neighbour. You just have to play the original one.
That is no. I was talking about the Guyanese welcome that the Prime Minister got. The President of Guyana had a fantastic welcome for him, and I wanted to play that for my listeners. You know that the Prime Minister is very respected abroad, Caroline.
Yes, Neighbour, definitely. He's like a celebrity.
Yes, everywhere he travels, he gets this amazing welcome from all across the globe. He was in Suriname. Here is the Prime Minister addressing a special session at the Suriname Energy, Oil and Gas Summit. Here is a little bit of the Prime Minister.
Neighbour, before you go there, please allow me to welcome the listeners. Listeners, good evening. Thanks for joining again. Could you please tap and share, repost, and send those hearties, please? And for those on YouTube, please remember to subscribe and like our videos over there, and also to remember to follow our backup page, which is Politics Plus Jamaica.
Can you repeat that and emphasize it a little bit more, Caroline? The Politics Plus YouTube page, very important.
It's Politics Plus Jamaica.
Politics Plus Jamaica. And that is YouTube.
Yes, it is. That's our backup page.
Oh.
So we're asking all the listeners to go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Politics Plus Jamaica channel.
Excellent stuff.
Yes, so listeners, please send the art me's on here on TikTok. Neighbour, I'm not able to speak much because I'm a little nasal. So have a great show.
Thank you so much. Great. So here is the Prime Minister in Suriname. A little bit of the Prime Minister. Let's start with that. Go ahead, PM.
Let us prove that our nations can manage great wealth with great responsibility. Suriname, you have unlocked something powerful. May it bring lasting prosperity to your people, and may your example inspire a whole region to claim its own future with the same courage. I thank you.
Right, so that's the Prime Minister in Suriname. The Prime Minister, of course, is off the island, and today he actually made a trip over to Guyana, and the Prime Minister was warmly welcomed at the Guyana's. I'm honored to be welcomed to Guyana, and of course the Prime Minister inspect the officers there, and I think they played the national anthem. Let's listen a little bit of that. Sorry?
I'm sorry, you're not allowed to play that for YouTube.
I'm taking it from the Prime Minister's the national anthem.
Not that version of the anthem labeled.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. All right.
Let us prove that our nations can manage great wealth with great responsibility. Suriname, you have unlocked something powerful.
Oh, we got that already.
I believe Suriname has a very thoughtful and dedicated leader, and I want to commend my colleague head in CARICOM, President Erling Simmons, for the spectacular work that you're doing in leading your nation. And I see a great future for the people of Suriname. So let us be worthy of that trust. Let us turn discovery into development and development into dignity. I believe Suriname has a very make the mistakes of the past. We must learn from them. I firmly believe that Suriname and Guyana and other countries that are discovering these resources have far more experience, far more knowledge, and far more commitment to ensuring that these resources are used ultimately for the benefit of the current generation and future generations to come. I've spoken with your president. Make the mistakes of the past. Make the mistakes. We must learn from them. I firmly believe.
All right, so that's a little bit of the Prime Minister in Suriname. We can get back to that. All right. Colonization was 300 years. And what colonization did, you see, was that it trained the society in dependence to depend on someone else. And so decisions, resources, and even the whole matter of self-worth, it came from outside. And that created what is called a mental colonization. Mental colonization. And mental colonization is where the mind internalizes limits before the body ever hits them. So colonization placed limits upon us. Now, having been decolonized, we had 40 years of post-independence mismanagement. And so mismanagement reinforced colonization because the systems kept failing. And when the systems fail, people adapt. And they adapt by lowering expectations. Psychologists calls that learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. The Prime Minister the other day spoke about 200,000 Jamaicans not wanting to work. That is what is learned helplessness. And so there is a shift from dependence to interdependence. And that is what I want to kind of talk to you about tonight. That what is happening to the Prime Minister is not isolated, you know. And if you bear with me, I can show you that a lot of it is by design. The colonial mindset is where you wait for them to fix it. And I wonder how many people in Jamaica are waiting on them to fix it. What we are experiencing in Jamaica today is a liberated mindset. We have problems, but we also have capacity. the idea of maturity. You know, you dare to know, dare to use your own understanding. A society believing in its own faculties. A move from consciousness of being ruled to conscious of being self-determining. But there is a struggle. And any leader who push the shift runs into two forces. Any leader who is trying to change mindset runs into some problems. The first problem that Mr. Holness has run into is what is called internal resistance. And the second is classism as a mental gatekeeper. People who benefited from the old dependent system. As Machiavelli said, there is nothing harder than introducing a new order. There's nothing harder than introducing a new order. The old order fights back because liberation equals the loss of control. You ever have a man yet, if you're a woman, and you decide, say, you left him? All of a sudden, he start war with the new man. You ever have that yet? And it can be...
Asking everyone to tap the screen, share the live, repost the live. And I'm asking you to keep the comment section extremely active, to keep the live active. Okay, please send 10 RBs, please.
Friend of mine, you see? A friend of mine marry a girl. And the girl really treated him bad. Really, and I know this story as a fact. I used to visit with them. The man was treated very bad by the woman. Now get nothing. Now get no dinner. And the man decided that, you know what, I'm going to move on. Go move on. And he developed the courage. And he found another girl. And the old girl start to fight. Even fight the new girl. The loss of control. You see, what is happening in Jamaica is that there is internal resistance. They are losing control and they are fighting. The people of Jamaica are breaking free and there is a struggle. The old order is fighting because liberation is loss of control. My God, the people of Jamaica can no longer be controlled. That's the internal resistance. The second is what is called classism as the mental gatekeeper. When class holds power by control the narrative of what Jamaicans can or can't do. They determine that. There was a time in Jamaica when class determined whether you get a job. There was a time in Jamaica when class determined whether you go to the university. There was a time in Jamaica when class determined whether you could open a business. There was a time in Jamaica when class determined whether you could drive a Mercedes or a Beamer. Tell me in Jamaica if that has not changed. Any little young man with ambition can walk into any car mart in Jamaica and buy a Beamer. And any poor girl or boy from any streets in Jamaica, if they qualify, can enter into the University of the West Indies. That is liberation. And that is part of the problem we are facing in Jamaica today. This is a society where the noose is being removed from the people's neck. And there are some people in this country don't like it. Because liberation means that you lose control. There was a time in Jamaica when if you wanted to go to university, you had to come from a rich family. Today, student loans are accessible to every Jamaican. It doesn't matter where you come from, uptown, downtown, round town, out of town. It doesn't matter which town you come from. Hannah Town, Gordon Town, Francis Town, downtown, don't matter. Whichever lane or street. Your mother could be poor, rich, or middle class. The playing field is equal. That's the power of Andrew Holness. Hear me tell you tonight. Mr. Holness is not being investigated by the IC. Andrew Holness is not being investigated by the IC. There is nothing there. It's classism. There is no investigation going on of the Prime Minister. It's a struggle. It's the internal resistance because he is liberating the people of Jamaica. Don't make them fool you. Don't make them fool you. You know, moderator, are you there?
Yes, neighbor. Listeners, please send the hearties, please.
I got a call today from a very influential person who tells me that a lot of people line up over here at nights for content. You think it's true?
I hope so. You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that, neighbor. And just as I sit here, you know, I was just thinking, neighbor, about just the amount of time and work you put into creating this program every single evening. And I don't mean to be rude to anyone, neighbor, but you know, every single night I have to remind the listeners to tap the screen, to share the live, to send the hearties, and also to repost the live. And you know, listeners, we've been here together for a long time. And you know, I just hope that you are truly a supporter of this program. And if you are, I ask you, please, let us not have to remind you to just do these things to support the platform, because we stay committed to the
and to send some lions.
We stay committed, and we ask you, you know, to partner with us and stay committed as well, because we share the same vision. So, you know, please, I ask you for the live to go out, we have to tap it. We have to keep the comment section active, and we have to send gifts to the platform.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
I'm telling Jamaicans, your Prime Minister is not being investigated for any corruption. Your Prime Minister is under attack. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is not under any investigation for any malfeasance, acts of corruption, nothing like that. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is under attack because the Prime Minister of Jamaica is liberating the people of Jamaica. That is it. Nothing. They will come up with nothing on him because there is nothing there. But the Prime Minister, let me tell you this. The Prime Minister need more security. And I would encourage the Jamaica Labour Party to make sure that the Prime Minister is secure. I would even encourage the government of Jamaica to seek external support to ensure that the Prime Minister is protected. The physical well-being of the Prime Minister is important at this time. And I raise that because I have seen some things and it concerns me. Is the Prime Minister safe? Is the Prime Minister safe? I attended a function where the Prime Minister was, and I was not comfortable. I was not comfortable with the exposure of the Prime Minister. And I will, without causing any alarm, I will want to say to the security forces, ensure that the Prime Minister of Jamaica is very secure. Spirituality, it is shown. Prime Minister's security needs to be tightened around him. Because the work that this Prime Minister is doing is causing a problem, you know. Prime Minister is not being investigated here. Integrity Commission done them investigation on the Prime Minister long time, and they have found nothing. But they have to keep going because the powers that be tell them, keep going. Keep going. It's like searching for a needle in the middle of the ocean. You won't find it. You know, colonialism taught us to doubt ourselves. Colonialism taught us to doubt ourselves. Mismanagement taught us to expect failure. The real revolution is when a people stop asking, can we? And start asking, how will we? And what Holness has done is to change the questions Jamaica asks. And Jamaicans are no longer asking, can we? Jamaicans are now asking, how will we? Go into Mandeville. Go into Mandeville and see Car Mart. Drive into Kingston and see car. Go up New Kingston and see wealth. People have built houses in Jamaica now than never before. Every town, every striking town you go in Jamaica, people are not asking, can we? They are asking, how will we? It's not can we go to school, it's how. It's not can we build a house, it is how. It's not can we buy the car, it's how. That is colonialism thrown aside and mismanagement thrown aside. That's revolution. The Prime Minister says he's not a revolutionary. He actually is, because he's revolutionizing the thinking of the people, the thinking of Jamaicans. It's a liberation taking place in Jamaica as I've never seen before. And classism, those who are interested in continuing to control the people. Them don't like it. Them don't like it. Them don't like the little black boys. That is why Dr. Wheatley, a black man, a young boy from over in St. Catherine, what him doing with $160 million? Let me tell you something. And I'll put this to you as a provocative question. That probably if Dr. Wheatley was of a different skin complexion, there may have been a different report. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought that probably, just maybe, I put it to you, that maybe it's because Dr. Wheatley, who is he? Who is Wheatley? Look at him. Look at his face. How can a black man of Dr. Wheatley's skin complexion have $160 million? You know, friend of mine bought a crown. He's a boy I know because I grow him. And he bought a crown. And everywhere him driving in Jamaica, police are stopping. Why? So one little black boy can't drive one crown? That's 300 years of colonialism and 40 years of mismanagement. Can he?
Please repost the live.
How can a little black boy buy crown? $300 years. I beg your pardon.
Asking everyone to repost the live, please, and send the hearties.
If Dr. Wheatley was a white man, I bet you if Dr. Wheatley was a Chinese man, no report now come out on him. I bet you if Dr. Wheatley was a Chinese man, no report would come out. The black man, where him get $160 million. You ask the boys on the road and they'll tell you every day that as them step up in a life so, and stop drive the little AD wagon. Once you drive in an AD wagon in a Jamaica, you know, aye, good. But you step up and start drive one nice Beamer. Start drive one Benz. And every time you drive up on the road, police will stop you. Where you get that from? Because when you're black, you turn a back. You're brown, you stick around. That is what is changing in Jamaica. And they can't handle it. That is what is changing in Jamaica. That is what is giving a lot of them headache.
I'm sorry.
That's not politics. That's philosophy. That's mind breaking free. The emancipating of the mind from mental slavery has not yet reached the institutions. And institutional enslavement in Jamaica is what is keeping this country back. For the people have advanced, but the institutions, they are still wanting to have control. But I say to the Jamaican people tonight, up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Go and build your house. Go and start your business. And have some children too. Please, I beg you. Get some kids. Go into the car marts and buy look at them. Aspire. Because if you saved $1 million last year, you can do $2 million this year. Start businesses. Add on a room for your house. Mash down bad mind and kill bad mind. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, we can. Let go the Jamaican people. Make them prosper. A long time we are suffer. A long time we are suck salt through wooden spoon. Uno keep us down too long. Liberation in a Jamaica. Let go the people. Good night to you, mother. What you saying to me?
There's a gentleman in the box who is trying to challenge what you're saying.
I hope I don't know come ready because I don't know come ready. I don't want to talk to them, Because them just when they hear what I say. Good night to you, sir. See them gone. I listen. Hello?
Yes, I don't have a problem with you checking out what's going on, right? Because should in case you said you have a neighbor or somebody who drive a Crown, right? And him drive and at his age they don't expect him to own that Crown, right? I personally don't believe in putting any boundaries on whatever people can own. But you need to show record. Where do you work? How you acquire this amount of money and all of that. Just like how you ask anybody. So
Let me ask you a question, sir. You lose any money? You lose any?
What are you talking about? I'm a
No.
Jamaican.
No. Have you lost any money?
By what?
Well, you're gonna ask people what they get for their money. You lose none?
No, we are Jamaican, my boss, and
No. Listen to me, sir.
You
No. You listen to me. Dr. Wheatley, has the taxpayers lost any money? Is there any money in the taxpayers' purse that is lost?
What? No, everyone need to.
Have the taxpayers of Jamaica lost any money?
Earn their money.
No, sir. No. Police can't stop me asking me. No, sir. Listen. If I buy a car, I buy a car. You can't stop me asking where me get the money from to buy it. Hold on. Am I under any investigate? I'm not under any investigate. No, sir. No. What you mean how I come by it? I'll save. What you mean how I come by it? Come on, man. Don't waste my time. Sir, there is no report that the taxpayers' money have been missed. You should own it. I own a business.
Andrew work in a government. Andrew is the prime minister. Right, sir? These people, these MPs or whomever, them are run the country. So them supposed to be able to show some form of records. How them come. Neighbor? Them need to show record how them come by them money the past. If I scammer, them need to show them record. If them show them record, them free.
Okay. Hold on for me, sir, please. Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead, Chops.
Neighbor, I usually don't interrupt you, but sometimes it is called for. It is necessary, and this probably is a necessary intervention. When was the last time you heard this level of buffoonery? Is there such a word?
Yes, well.
Listen to me, man. When that little black boy from Cornwall Court or Greenpan or Salisbury, right, drive out, as you call it, a Crown, they are stopped by the police. They are stereotyped.
Right.
Automatically in Jamaica.
Right.
But if another child from Mango Walk, right, or Iron Shore, or Big Bow,
That's
drive
right.
out, same vehicle, nobody look at them. It is the same mentality.
No, but
several
these labor rights are the same.
Wait, no, sir. Wait, no, Orion Burchell. Just wait. Wait, man.
It's the same argument I have heard on social media. When persons say we should not question Mark Golding's wealth
Yes.
because Mark Golding rich already. But we must question Andrew's wealth because him not supposed to have no money. These are words coming out of comrades' mouth. This is not a story. This is what I've heard them saying. There's a fellow I know, neighbor, and I just want to drop this video with you because I'm going to come back and join you later on.
Yes, sir.
I'm compelled to say. There's a fellow who lives in St. Elizabeth, and he's a neighbor of mine. They have about an acre or a little under acre of land adjacent to my property there.
Yes.
And the young fellow is no more than, I don't think he's 30, he's probably about 25, 24. And he plants sweet corn. And the first crop of sweet corn I saw him plant, I asked him one day, tell me about this corn thing here, man, how it works. It's a young fellow. I've never seen his hand in the dirt planting one seed. He hires people to do it. People plant it, people mold it, people reap it, people do everything else. Water it, fertilize it. I asked him one day, so tell me about this thing. Walk me through the process, man. And how much money you make from it. And he said, boy, to be honest with you, this first crop you have made $780,000
Wow.
as profit. The first crop I saw him, he said he made $780,000 as profit. Now, hear me out. He's selling this at least 3 to 4 crops per year. He told me on the second crop that he bought a piece of land in a neighboring community in St. Elizabeth. He said, I bought a piece of land in Mr. Mac, and I am about to start construction.
Yes.
Well, congratulations. This is a young fellow. This is a fellow that you could very easily say, he's a scammer or something. You could easily say it because he fits that bill. But had I not known that this fellow is actually earning his keep through legitimate means, I could have come to that conclusion. And he's making this sort of money. He has expanded. As a matter of fact, when I spoke to him, Neighbour, he said to me, by the way, sir, it's the smallest piece we have, we have 3 more farm, 3 more plot of corn. And this is the smallest one.
Uh-huh.
So if he's earning $750,000, this is after he pay for the seeds, he pay for a person that works to mold it and to spray it and to replant. He put it in drip irrigation and all that good stuff, and he's making $780,000 from this one. And he said, this is the smallest piece he has. He has 3 more areas that he plants with sweet corn. Here's how this guy works. The corn comes up. He pays people to go in there and reap it. And the persons who are buying the corn pull up a box truck right there, collects the corn, and leave. And they finish reaping today. And tomorrow, another 2 or 3 walk back, pick up, pull up. You know what they're there for?
Uh-huh.
They're there to collect the trash, the husk, the trash from the corn. When they pull out the corn, the trash that is left, they purchase that too.
Uh-huh.
To feed animals. So this guy maximized 100%. And then once it is reaped in another 3-4 days, he sprays it, burns the grass down, and he's ready to plant within 1 week after reaping. He plants again, and in another 6 to 8 weeks, he's ready again. So he gets about 5 or so crops for the year, earning at least $780,000, and that's just from one. So when we talk about, we don't need to stereotype our people for. We need to move away, as Neighbour says, from this whole colonial thinking.
No one is stereotyping. Listen what I'm saying.
Yes, man, but you said people must tell you what. I must tell you how I get my house.
Alright, this is what I'm talking about.
Sir, I must tell you how I build my house.
Yes.
Let me explain to you, boss, please.
Explain to me, sir.
Give me a chance. You believe that guy needs to pay some form of tax, sir?
If he must pay taxes?
Some or anybody at all that's running a business.
Of course he must pay taxes.
So how you know how much tax you should pay if you don't
He's
know?
a registered farmer with RADA.
Right.
He's a registered farmer with RADA.
Right. So when he have his all, listen, so when it's back and forth linkage, right? He's gonna buy raw material and whomever is gonna sell his end product to, right?
Yes.
He needs some form of where he's gonna buy seed from, how much he paid for those seeds and all that. So he can listen how much he paid for the seed and how much he sell the corn for, right? And how much corn or whatever, so he can know how much tax he's going to pay at the end of the day.
Who must pay taxes to? Him buy the seed and pay taxes on the seed. Him pay taxes on everything else. Every bottle of water I buy in the shop, him pay tax. Him pay tax in the insurance in vehicle. Him pay tax every single step of the way. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That's there's no business tax.
What business tax? If he has a registered business, he pay taxes
LLC,
too.
no LLC.
Why does he need an LLC?
No, but what's the requirement to do all of that?
He's a registered farmer with RADA.
So that's all he needs.
What
So
else does he need? Tell me.
So to deposit money into the bank, he don't need any form of record how we get this money and all of that.
Yes, him same get it from him farm. Him have a farmer's ID.
Right, and how
And
much
he's registered with
money
RADA.
earning. Also, there's no accountants to say.
To say what?
Oh, that's different.
What are you talking about, sir?
I don't understand that kind of business then, bro.
You don't, because you've never been in that type of business. You've been in the business to believe that everybody who earns
No,
are
I've been
criminals.
in farming and I did farming, but I never go into the book.
You're an LLC?
Accounting and all of that. No. Where
Well,
I am now,
LLC, are you living in
I have
Jamaica?
my LLC here.
Sir, respectfully, are you living in Jamaica?
No.
I could tell you. You know why?
Right.
Because an LLC doesn't exist in Jamaica. And that's a problem we have.
Limited liability company.
Yes, it doesn't. Sir, an LLC doesn't exist in Jamaica. An LLC exists in the United States.
Okay, so what form of business?
An LTD exists in Jamaica.
LTD.
Yes.
Limited liability.
Let me explain something to you. You see the people like yourself who reside in the United States, Canada, England, and all over the world, like myself, who's lived there for 15 years,
Right.
who is fed a steady diet of thinking that Jamaica is the same Jamaica that you left here 20, 30 years ago, is the same Jamaica today. I would advise you, sir. Please take my foolish advice. Get over it. It's a different Jamaica today here. It's not a Jamaica where people handing out, calling you in the United States and asking for $20. A lot of you come down to Jamaica and there's the people in Jamaica have to buy your food and clothes. Because when you come down, you walk on a church house.
They get that money. It's not from the government.
I'm telling you, sir, sir, they work.
It's from the
Jamaica
same. Listen to me, man. It's from this. You see, you said Cornwall, Corn, Green Pan, Iron Shore, or wherever. It's from the same chopping. That's where the.
Yes, man. Everybody in Jamaica is chopping. Yes, man. And that is the problem you face. That is the problem.
I know.
No, just hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to take over Neighbour show. Hold on a second. Third, that is the problem you face. And that's the problem. And I say this broadly because it is not unique to you. It is a problem with people who live in the diaspora who continuously allow the algorithm to feed them with a certain narrative. And because they have not visited Jamaica, most of whom cannot visit because they are either criminals when they left here, or they broke out on a church mouse and cannot afford a ticket to Jamaica. Some of them burn the bridge behind them. They don't have damn shit here in Jamaica to even fill up 2 sticks to live under, so they can't come back.
I'm different
And
because I live
those persons, hold on a second, sir. Those persons sit on social media and criticize Jamaica and Jamaicans every day. Every day, that's all they do. They paint doom and gloom and they classify successful Jamaican. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
So I know about working hard. And I know
Sir,
about living.
slow down, man. Slow down. I advise, sir. I'm advising you, whether you like it or not. That's what this advice. Buy a ticket and try make your way to Jamaica and come and look, because a lot of you come to Jamaica and believe that people sit down in a bar and wait for you to buy them a drink. A lot of time when you come here, it is the people in Jamaica who is going to buy you a drink, because most of you live off a credit card. Most of the credit cards, most of them live off. Hold on, sir. Let me finish. Let me finish. It is important. Let me finish.
No, I do it. I don't do it.
Allow me to finish, sir. Allow me to finish, because I never give you a whole of time.
What I acquire. All these
Sir.
escalators and stuff.
Sir, all of you who believe that Jamaicans are criminal and believe that Jamaica is the worst place on earth. Sir, allow me to finish. One of the most corrupt nations on earth is the one that you are living in today. Whether you want to believe it or not, take that to your bank. Here,
Yeah.
when you come every day and criticize Jamaica and no found you cannot come back here. The guns that have plagued this country, hold on a second, let me give you one more. The guns that have plagued this country for decades, killing off many Jamaicans. Hold on, man, let me finish. Was sent here by you on the same man who lives in the diaspora.
South Spring, I hear you talk about South Spring.
Sir, just allow me to finish. The same guns that have become an albatross around the necks of Jamaicans for decades.
I'm the security minister about that. Rosettes.
You know, so me now go continue. You know, listen, you know, come here for learn, you come here for talk.
Alright.
Me say, oh no, contribute to the murder rate in this country. We don't build guns in Jamaica.
That Chan, if you ask that about Stone Crusher,
Get out of here, man. Tell this man have a good night here.
Dr. Chan controls.
Have a good night.
All right, son.
Enough for you now.
Great.
Neighbor,
Yeah.
that is where the problem lies. It's
Yeah.
those persons who have continued to be fed a steady diet of negativity about Jamaica.
Yes.
And they sit in their bedrooms under their basement in New York, because most of them live under basement in New York. You know.
Yeah.
Most of them have never owned a house.
Yeah. Don't you agree with me though,
For the long
Chops,
haul,
that
you see out there on
that
social media who criticize Jamaica,
that
never own a house in the United States, not in Jamaica.
don't you agree that had Dr. Wheatley been a white man or a Chinese man, probably this story would have been different.
But Dr. Wheatley money is no money compared to some of the money we're in Jamaica, sir. Dr. Wheatley have money. Dr. Wheatley money have money. Come on, man. Dr. Wheatley money have money.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter, Chops, is that there is no report that the taxpayers have missed any money. So what is the fact?
But how did that come up part of the conversation? That's what I want to ask. Who is going to come and ask me? Go and build my house.
Yes.
Go and buy my cars.
And isn't it true, sir, that a lot of youths in Jamaica sell them onions, right? And do them hustling and save them money and buy them little bimmer. Not expensive bimmer, you know, because a bimmer, you can get a bimmer in Jamaica for all $2.5 million. But as soon as they drive it down the road, so police stop them.
I'm criminal.
Huh?
I saw the fellow just a few days ago. He might drive a small box truck. He has a car, you know, but he's driving a box truck because the box truck is what take him produce. The gentleman said to me, "This is the smallest piece of land I have, you know, sir. I have 3 more.
Yes.
$750,000 off of this one. They're talking about profit."
Brethren, I know a man, sir, we used to sell chemical in a car trunk. Used to sell chemical in a car trunk. And he's selling chemical till him up one little shop. And he leave the little shop up one store, up the store, build one bigger store. If you see the house where the man build, Chops Media.
You go over south, you go in St. Elizabeth, sir.
Huh?
You go over St. Elizabeth, go in a junction, you go in a Palace Valley, go in a St. Elizabeth, and you look at every house. When you're in a Kingston, a plant Ziza, what the grass name? A plant lawn grass at the front of your house. Every house in St. Elizabeth is a farm. Here, everyone's a farm. People plant. When a man point out to me and say, "You see that piece of tomato there, sir?" When you read your $1.5 million, right?
Yeah, 1.5.
They showed me a piece of carrot one day, and she said, "That carrot, when they pull that, one piece of carrot, when they pull that, is $1.8 million carrot in the ground." And she said, "If you wait, now watch the time, let me not pull it yet, because she watch the market. She now pull it until such time." One little lady. Remember, yeah. I've been in the south. That's my parish, and I've gone there, Neighbour, and purchased produce, thousands of pounds of produce.
Yes.
Sometimes to constituency funding to give to people in this side of town. Because what we try to do is to, utilize, especially when there's a glut on the market, to help out the system. And we've done that many times. So I've interacted with these people.
Yes.
Furthermore, I live in the area. I'm from the area. And I'm telling you that even if you want to talk about Wheatley's money has top pocket change. Top pocket change to some people who's going to hear. You
mean when you put it in your top pocket?
Top pocket for some people, sir.
Let me ask you this, Chops. Yeah, isn't it true that people who benefited from the old dependent system, the Machiavellian system, where nothing is harder, Machiavelli said, than introducing a new order? Chops, you don't think that the resistance in Jamaica is against the new order as been introduced by Andrew Holness?
Well, and it's a struggle. He's introducing a new order, and he's trying to say to people that, look, just go back, Neighbour, to when Andrew came in, man. What the biggest problem they had with Andrew Holness when he came in? The size of his house. You remember that?
That absolutely. That's how he was introduced to us by the PNP. The man a build a
And
house.
you remember what? And you remember when he finally answered the PNP and changed the narrative by saying every Jamaican must own a house, and not just a house, they must own a big house.
Yes.
You
Yes.
realize that since that statement, Jamaicans start build.
Big house.
And I've never seen the amount of construction I've seen in Jamaica today. We can't believe it.
Me see look you build bigger house than Holness. I'm telling you that.
Look, Trump, but I keep saying this, that these people, and most of the people who have an issue with these things, Neighbour, are the persons who are out of touch with what exists on the ground in Jamaica.
Yeah. So is it not true? Yeah, is it not true, Chap, that the Prime Minister's own struggle may be the fact that the old order fighting back because he's liberating the people? A loss of control?
First of all, he has changed the political landscape and this whole notion about whose base is bigger. That has changed. He has converted several strong PNP seats into marginal seats. He has retired one opposition leader and is about to retire the second one. Well, he has retired two now and is about to retire the third. Yeah. So he has achieved a lot of things politically. But even in his personal life, you see, you cannot tell anybody who live in the diaspora who want to come home. You cannot tell them that there is any other way to earn other than your salary, Neighbour.
Yes.
Did you know that? Did you know that the Integrity Commission, right now the mission that they're on, is to judge you and measure your success solely based
on your salary?
Income. As a matter of fact, the act that governs the Integrity Commission is set up. The charge of illicit enrichment, that designation says that if your assets outweigh your income, and income in the context of your salary, or I guess to some extent some investments, I don't understand these people. You see, Mark Golding, as the gentleman said on social media, don't tell me about Mark Golding. Mark Golding can't have money. Or Mark Golding have money, born with money. But Andrew not born with the money. So the fact that Andrew not born with the money, Andrew not have no slave owner uncle or no slave owner grandfather who left him some money. And because of that, he's not entitled to have money. And so is Wheatley.
Not to mention the color of them skin.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, all like me and you. All like me and you, Straps Media. Eh?
Let me tell you something. You might not believe this. You know that there are other persons in the party who wait till look at that pocket change. Can drop in them breast pocket.
You're talking about the Jamaica Labour Party?
In both parties.
But I know that. I know that, sir.
You don't hear them call, right? Because they are entitled to have money.
Yes. Yes.
They can't have money. But me and you know.
Me and you.
Decide, so we're going to build one 5-bedroom or one 10-bedroom house. And we decide, so you know what? We're going to buy one bimmer.
Uh-huh.
It's a problem.
And all of a sudden people start calling you all type of name and say you're their back road.
Them see me one time in one Benz, you know.
Yes.
And them have it, them post it on social media, say, how come, what the place name, Colonel Original Money be take up by Benz.
Yeah.
But you know what the good thing is, Neighbour?
Yes.
I love when they associate with riches, you know.
Uh-huh.
I love it. At least they're not telling me that, boy, you broke and pauperized, you know, man, you eat out of the trash can.
True. Chops, the Prime Minister say he's not a revolutionist. But there is a sense in which he is, you know.
Of course he is. He has revolutionized Jamaica.
The whole idea, Chops Media, that Jamaicans can now access opportunities is a fascinating revolution in a country, you know. Think about education, Chops Media. I don't know about you, but I know that I couldn't get a student loan to go to university. I couldn't get it.
I couldn't get it either.
Eh?
I couldn't get it. I'm a that fact. Talking about getting a student loan to go to university. at that point, I wasn't even. My parents were poor. We didn't have it.
Yes.
So we weren't even for us to go to. My sister was the first to go to university in the United States.
Yes.
Yeah, I got tertiary education late in the game. I'm talking about late in the game.
You sent yourself.
Yes, government could come and send me $1. I went to college. I started the university programs back in 2010, 2012. And I'm telling you
Yes.
that this wasn't even government program.
Uh-huh.
So the period in which I could have matriculated into university, that period had long gone, and the opportunities that exist today never existed in my time. I don't even think there was any student loan at that time.
There you go.
Any student loan.
Not to mention the whole idea of owning a cars. I mean, I was somewhere today, and when I look at the type of cars that people are able to afford, and these aren't expensive cars, because a man think that a $3 million car, they don't know expensive car, chops.
Yeah, but my first dream car was a charade, you know, a Diaspora charade.
Well, I you are the first, because I remember my first car was a charade. I bought it for $50,000.
Well, I saw one for $250,000, and when I saved the money,
Yes.
and get to the $250,000, I saw a Honda Integra for $450.
Yes.
And I decided not to buy the charade.
Oh.
And I hold out a little bit. I hold
Look at
out
that.
on the charade, and then I have to go overseas and I earn some more money. And then I moved from to a Honda Accord. And my first car was a Honda Accord. But it is to say to you, I watch, even in my own personal experience,
Yes.
the growth and how your ability
Yes.
to achieve change.
Yes, because there was a time in Jamaica, Chop Leader, when the people felt that these things were unattainable. They couldn't achieve
Yes, man. Only big rich people can build house, man. We never know what 100 blocks are.
Yes.
Me certainly buy more than 10,000 blocks already.
I remember a friend of mine, was building a house, and he bought 50 blocks. And at those times, the community would come out and help you to build the house.
Yes,
And when the masons came out, they run off the 50 block in 1 hour and sat for the rest of the day telling the man that this man, next time you want to invite us, buy more block, because 50 block on a block. Can you imagine a man buying 50 blocks, sir?
You know what my experience with house building is, Neighbour?
Yes.
Growing up, is that I would want to say 90%, and this is not scientific, but just a number. But a high number of houses that I know were houses that I started and just couldn't finish. Tree growing at them.
Yes.
Tree growing at them. I never come from wealth, you know. I grew up in a community where we never have TV, you know.
Uh-huh.
The neighbor went to farm work and bring them one home like chainsaw and a TV, and you go at them house and you peep through the window and watch two show. You understand? I never grew up with no wealth, and I can tell you, my experience in life, I grew and watch how Jamaica change.
Yes.
Over the last 50 years.
And progressively more so on the wholeness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the last 10, 15 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's different, you know.
Yes, sir. I don't think there's a single Jamaican now that if they set their sight on achieving something, cannot achieve it.
You know what I noticed, Neighbour? Let me just tell you this, man, because people think we ever tell these things sometimes and don't understand the passion sometimes are coming up. I watched in 2020 election campaign in Jamaica. Matter of fact, I came down to Jamaica to campaign with Anne-Marie Vaz in Portland by-election. Eastern Portland by-election. And I met a lot of persons.
Yes.
And I remember this fellow who said to me, boy, Mr. Chopper, the only thing I want is a little walk in, man. I just want to work, man. That's all I want, man. I just want to work from this government, man. You don't have a car, you don't have a house, no, just step on the campaign trail. And I watched that fellow, who I think he probably gone in third car now. Last time I saw him, he said, I'm buy jet tour now.
Wow.
He has a car, has his own place, has a stable job,
Yes.
and he also, I think, if he's not graduating or graduated already from university with a degree, and all of this occur between 2020 election, COVID election, and 2025. Within 5 years, his entire world is different. I saw him a few weeks ago and I said to him, boy, you remember when you tell me say you want a job, man? He has a job now, stable job, has a car, has a house, and he has a degree. Neighbor, I don't know what else to tell you. And I can multiply him by at least 20 others who I have personal knowledge of. I know 2 young ladies in 2020 that didn't know their head from their foot. And both young ladies today have turned in their own key in their house, have their own car, and they're in a stable job.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Yeah. The old order chops is fighting against the liberation of the Jamaican people.
They don't want that.
They don't want it.
No.
Yes.
And you're correct in what you're saying, dear neighbor, about them not wanting it, because there was
because they can't control the people. They can't control the people against us.
Yeah, that's why one of the political parties is so inclined on keeping people poor. Because when people are poor and dependent on you, you can say and do whatever you want to do with them. You think this 3% unemployment rate is a joke? It's not a joke, you know. I happen to operate in an environment that I have the responsibility at times to hire as a hiring manager. And it's the most difficult thing for us to get people to work today.
Right.
You can't find nobody neighbor. The ones you find, if you do find anybody today who's unemployed, them really and truly, we call it them just so hot. Yeah.
Mr. Andrew Holness. I will tell you this, chops, and I only came to this conclusion today, preparing for this program. But I think the Prime Minister's IC case has been closed long time, you know.
Long time.
I think this is just part of the struggle of wanting this leader to appear to be tainted. Not that if them look fine on.
I want the Nationwide read a letter, and you played it a couple of nights ago, that came from the
FID.
The FID Neighbour. And I'm just hoping that in very, very short order, the FID will actually come out and make a public statement to solidify what Nationwide, and it's not that I don't Nationwide reporting, but just so it comes from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
Because I think once that is done, I think
the argument done.
I think it is time for us to, except for the fact that we are signatory to some conventions that requires us to have an integrity commission type of setup in Jamaica. I think barring that, we should move swiftly to get rid of this current integrity commission and do a total rebranding of it. Because the truth is, neighbor, even if you were to remove the actors there tomorrow and put new people in, I think the institution has become so damaged that it is going to be difficult to sell it back to the Jamaican people. I think a total overhaul, which includes renaming, rebranding the whole thing,
yes,
might be the best that we should do. I think that's what we should. I think that's the avenue we should go down, because this thing is not. They have lost every ounce of credibility.
Well, when I heard Mr. Warmington yesterday, I said to myself, you know, he's speaking on behalf of Jamaican people.
Yes.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that any leader, chops, who seeks to go up against the system is going to come upon resistance. And I think that is part of what Holness is coming up against. It's a kind of deep resistance that I think the people of Jamaica need to understand, that this is not just the IC and the PNP, but it runs deep. And some of what needs to be said, I can't even say. But all I can say is that the old order in Jamaica is being broken, and the people of Jamaica are being liberated, and they should continue to support their liberation.
Well, neighbor, I'll tell you something. Jamaica is going through a rough time. And one of the things that we have to do is to secure Jamaica. And securing Jamaica, for me, means keeping the Jamaica Labour Party in power. Because the truth is, history has taught us that every single time that you try to trust somebody else with running the affairs of this country, they run into the ground.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want any more than that to tell us. And people have to start, we have to start doing whatever it takes, to help. What you are doing here, is human service,
Well,
what you are doing here, which is highlighting some of the things and breaking them down so the common man who scroll around on TikTok can understand. Because the truth is, some of the time that those persons who mean Jamaica well, they speak a language that is really not in tune with the common man, the average man. And the average man is really the important component of these conversations.
absolutely.
So when you have people like you who can come here and take on issues such as the Nara issue, right? As I've said, and I've suggested some time ago that we should really go on a all things Nara campaign.
Yes.
Which is really to break it down. When you can take a complex issue such as the Integrity Commission and allow persons to appreciate and understand what it is that they are mandated to do and what it is that they are doing wrong.
Yes.
These are human service.
Well, we have to do it, sir. Thank you so much.
So, all the best, man.
Great. All right, producer, I think you may as well let me go. Let me go to the Talk Your Mind segment. Today's Thursday, so it's Talk Your Mind. Let's hear what is on the caller's mind. Callers, the lines are open. Let's give each person 5 minutes. By the way, do you have Scratchy there? I'd love to talk to Scratchy for a few minutes. Scratchy, are you there, sir? Love to talk to Scratchy for a few minutes on this subject. All right, caller. So you have 5 minutes to talk your mind. Talk Your Mind Thursday. You can come up and raise whatever issue you want to raise. It's your show tonight. It's your show. Good night to you, Scratchy.
Blessed night, neighbor. Blessed night, neighbor. Give me 5 minutes, neighbor. 5 minutes.
No problem. Astute affluence, how you doing?
I'm doing great, neighbor. Just here taking in all you have to say and just agreeing with you.
Okay.
100%.
Well, what I am saying, Astute, if I may just reiterate.
Neighbor?
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Before we go to Astute, could we go to Fred Landers, please?
Good night to you, sir. Ma'am, hi. Good night to you. Talk Your Mind Thursday. Live on the Hello Neighbor show. How are you? No, not hearing him. Hello, he's gone. Let's jump back over to Astute.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I was putting it to the listeners that there is an old order in Jamaica that has sought to control the Jamaican people, and that the current Prime Minister struggle is that he has liberated Jamaicans from the old order, and that is probably why his IC report remains uncertified up to now. It's an attack on him. What do you think?
Most definitely, neighbor. I remember growing up. I lived nearby a place called St. Jacob Heights.
Yes.
And I remember when I was in my little ghetto community and I looked out, anybody else coming off that hill was of a certain hue.
Yes.
If you saw one person that looked like me, which is a black man, you're amazed. Like I say, how them get to move up there? So
Yes.
I wonder, people of a certain complexion did not have certain opportunities. When you talk about the Students' Loan Bureau, I remember
Yes.
even when I had no clue what was next. no clue. I remember now, I'm living in the ghetto. I got to a traditional high school, but my parents don't have the money. I did 8 CXCs. I got all of them. Now to go
Congrats.
6th form.
Yes.
Yeah, man, thank you. Now to go 6th form. Now to go 6th form. I did my 6th form subjects. I got those. And then after 6th form, I was just sitting at home with nothing to do. I couldn't go to the students' loan bureau because at the time you had to have somebody act as a guarantor.
Yes.
And if I couldn't get a guarantor, I'd never supper.
Yes.
So I was just sitting in my little ghetto. A man come to me one day and tell me, say, you have some machine for me. And I said to him, say, never that, because I used to see the same, you never grow up together, we eat out of the same pot, we sleep at each other yard, get into criminality, and them same and kill each other.
Yes.
Sorry, unalive.
Yes, sir. Hold on there for me. You know, I went somewhere today, and when I arrived there, I noticed that most of the time when I go, there was a little crowd there. I mean, a group of guys would gather, and when I asked, what's happening? They said to me, they're going out to work. I said, what? They're going out to work? They said, yeah, they're going out to work. Fact of the matter, sir, is that Jamaica is being revolutionized. Jamaica is being changed. And I believe that there is an attack on the leadership that is trying to change that, because classism and elitism, those who do not want people to be liberated. Yes, you know, it's 300 years we were enslaved for, as to imagine that 300 years. Okay.
But then I put it to you. You know how difficult it was to free enslaved people?
I know.
Nora Hurst said when she freed several people, it was happening in Nova Scotia in Canada. Them say, how you manage to free so much people?
Yes.
Then she said, this is not even a fraction of the amount we left back, because I couldn't convince the others that freedom is on the other side.
Yes.
The very people who were in bondage couldn't even see the light at the end of the tunnel, that their freedom was ahead of them.
And I think that's a very good point. And I think part of the transition that is happening to Jamaica is the people are beginning now to feel that they are free. He's muted.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize. Yes, Neighbour. And Neighbour, and what I realize, and this is another psychological tactic, because the powers that be realize that should the people be liberated and allowed to think freely, they would not accept. First of all, they never remember what it happened in the 70s.
That is why we had 40 odd years, sir, of mismanagement. It is it is enslavement of the people. They didn't know better.
The enslavement of the people's mind.
Yes, they felt that government was responsible for them. Just as how they under colonialism, it was the colonial masters responsible. We felt the same way. Now Jamaicans are beginning to realize that they are masters of their own destiny, sir. And you are going to see an entrepreneurial ignitation of Jamaicans over the next 10 years is going to marvel you. Jamaicans are going to open businesses, right? Jamaicans are going to expand their homes. They're going to drive better cars. It's going to happen, sir, because the people are now understanding, right, that they are.
It's happening already.
Huh?
It's happening already. Neighbour,
yes, sir.
It's happening already. Neighbour, we have seen an exponential growth in such a short period of time, in a time of austerity, in a time where every country around the world, I say we not experience recession, a contract, and Jamaica has grown within I say 15, that time from 2016 till today.
Yes.
In the last 10 years, it is unimaginable. That is why, Neighbour, That is why even the very multilateral agencies around the world, I say, what one of the country there?
Yes, Jamaica is on the review. Hold on there for me, Astute. Let me see if I can take the call. Welcome, sir, to Talk Your Mind Thursday on the Hello Neighbor show. Good night, Anthony Thompson. Thompson.
Good night, neighbor. Good night, neighbor.
Well-
Good night to the panel.
Welcome to the show. Great. What's on your mind?
Oh boy, there is a lot on my mind.
Well, you only have 5 minutes, sir. So let's start.
You know, when I listen to you and the guys that book and the panel, everything that you talk about, it is a great concern.
Uh-huh.
And the people of Jamaica is realize that these people that going out spreading false narrative, they are no good for the country.
Yes.
They're trying to tear down Jamaica to the level to fit their narrative. But the people that have more knowledge about how a country run realize that these people don't make Jamaica no good. Because if you check the levels, for instance, I'm gonna make one point. The other day, the shooting that can take place in Clarendon.
Uh-huh.
I do not hear one of these ministers come out from that happened and try to address that away from the Prime Minister. I do not see little Marvin that going around spreading false narratives.
Who is little Marvin? Who is little Marvin?
They call him Marvin Fire, something like that.
Oh, who's that?
That the one that going around that they're gonna throw overthrow the government. He have his people to overthrow the government and stuff like that.
I see.
I don't hear one of them come out and try to defend the people, that family that get killed,
Uh-huh.
that get unalive. But when police unalive the person who committed the crime in Jamaica, they come out and they bash the police, they call them murder and stuff like that. Where are these people now?
Well,
Where are these people?
Well, sir, extrajudicial unaliving is not right, and when the police is involved in any matter that see the taking of any Jamaican life, that is a matter that is very serious, and that is a matter that ought to be thoroughly investigated independently.
Yes.
As in the case of that woman over there in West, where the police has been charged.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? So hence the government has set up the Independent Commission of Inquiry. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to make that point that police unaliving.
I understand, and I know that when a police get involved in unnecessary killings, they're supposed to get charged for it, because every life.
Well, I don't know that I would use the term unnecessary killing, because I don't think the police are going out there unaliving people. But in the execution of their duties, things can happen. The police is to act professionally at all times.
Yes.
As agents of the state.
Yeah, but my point that I'm trying to make, right, these people that claiming that they're defending life, these people that get unalive Sunday in Clarendon, those are not life.
Well, that's a good point. All human lives, sir, are equal. All men are created equal.
So which side these people is on as a government system? Which side they have? Is these people all about bring down Jamaica, or they want to see Jamaica to be a safer place for people to live and raise their family?
Well, that's a good question, so I hope they will answer you.
They ain't gonna answer, because they don't want to see that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Do you not agree with me that the old order in Jamaica is changing, and that Jamaica, the greatest accomplishment in my view of the Prime Minister is that he is adjusting Jamaica's mindset, this mental revolution that is taking place. You don't think that is true, sir?
Of course it is true, neighbor.
Yeah.
I support that.
And you don't think that some of the attack that he is coming under and his party It's because of that. Take for example, my dear sir, Dr. Wheatley, $160 billion. That money, sir.
No, that is not money for a minister that have his business going.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question. Is there any report that any taxpayers' money missing?
No.
Eh? Then if Dr. Wheatley having business and him invest and come up with 160 billion, what is that for anybody to be investigating? Huh?
It's just they just want to point finger at someone to say that the Labour Party is corrupt. And this is what they campaign on for 5 years straight. Corruption. And there is no other corrupted party in Jamaica like the People National Party. Those people are the corruptedest people ever touched a serve in Jamaica.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, caller Anthony.
You're most welcome, sir.
Nice man. Great. Talk Your Mind Thursday. Mikey, are you there? Hi. Good evening, Mikey.
Yeah, yes. Good evening, Neighbour. I just watching on TV and there's a delay on the YouTube. Hello?
I'm right here with you, sir.
Okay, I was just on the YouTube channel also. You're making a point about the employment. No, I heard Mafu on Cliffy's program one morning. He's a CEO of Wasinka.
Uh-huh.
And he was saying that, listen, in Jamaica today, what we have is a labor market. That means it's labor chasing workers, it's job chasing workers, job chasing workers. He said, listen, you train a man today to use a forklift, all right? And by next week, you lose him, he's gone to a different job.
Yes.
Gone to a different job, all right? So there's no problem in getting jobs in Jamaica. No, as you were saying, the PNP now, they have this strategy that they used back in the 1990s when they talk about the free zone, boys, cheap labor and so on. And they didn't have anything to replace it. Now people were working, doing something, being independent, helping themselves. Now they come now, somebody's sleeping. And they attack the BPO. Yeah. They attack the BPO sector, trying to come now and trying to attack the BPO sector now, saying, boys, cheap labor and so on. The PNP has nothing to replace it. What they're going to do now is put the people to sit at home and give them a little stipend, maybe every month or every fortnight. That is what they do, all right? And create problems. No, I was watching a video last night. I was watching a video, Neighbour.
Yes, sir.
A guy, he was saying that, listen, a lot of people, you see Americans, if they are doing jobs that they don't have to be in office, and you can work on your laptop, your computer, all right, from home and so on, what they're doing now, they're moving, he said, they're moving now to Jamaica, So he said, if you're earning US dollars, your income goes as far as twice overnight, And he said, a study is done by according to the international data.
Yes.
So you have a lot of Americans now who works online. They live in Jamaica. The cost, because they said based on the study, he said the cost of living in Jamaica, somebody sleeping there. Yeah. Is as low, is 25, is in Jamaica, is 25% lower than the average US, He said that rent is nearly 2/3 cheaper in Jamaica. Okay, so they're pointing out why it's so many Americans and Canadians are moving to Jamaica.
Yes.
And it said, the study, he said the study showed that Jamaica is ranked as the single fastest growing emerging global digital nomad destination in the world. Okay, I mean. Nomad destination in the world. and this is by Printful, a major global company that tracks remote work trends. Yeah, it said Jamaica had a 250% increase in digital nomad interest in 1 year. So it is based on the technology in terms of internet and so on, the accessibility and so on. I mean, a lot of people are moving to Americans because it's much cheaper for them. They work online, they earn the money in US, but live in Jamaica, they can see a lot from their money. Okay? And that is exactly what is going on. So Jamaica is developing fast, and Neighbour, if you leave one place, if you leave Jamaica and come back in 6 months' time, you pass certain places you can't believe it's the same place that you left 6 months ago.
Yes, sir. You're quite correct. And you know what is impressive? I must tell you, sir. And sometimes I look at myself and I say, boy, Neighbour, you know, so you're slow, because had I I think I have some ability. But I grew up in a time so when there was very little opportunities in Jamaica. But at my ripe old age here now, I am looking to see what can be done to push forward with opportunities and better myself. And I believe that all Jamaicans, you see, sir, you see the mind, my brother. If you engage an animal, you know, sir, you stifle the animal's development, not only physical development, but the animal's psychological, mental capacity to develop. And it's like imprisonment. You know, imprisonment is not taking away of freedom. You know, it is imprisoning the capacity of the human being to aspire, to develop. Because when you're locked away, what can you do? Okay, now a man that is free is a man that begins to see possibilities. All right, and one of, for example, the Pinsa debacle of the 90s, one of the things that did was that it suppressed Jamaicans' entrepreneurship. Jamaicans believed that they were able to open businesses, that these businesses could grow. And I'm saying to you, sir, that we are going to see a revolution over the next few years as Jamaicans begin to believe in their country again, the prospect that we can be a great nation. That is alive again in Jamaica. It's a revolution. What do you think?
Yes, Neighbour. That period destroyed the entrepreneurial spirit of the Jamaican people. I mean, even Carl Bly said, listen, they look at investors and calling them debtors and so on. They destroyed that period destroyed the entrepreneurial spirit of the Jamaican people. And I remember that during that time, Neighbour, they had running on TV that all you do just buy some government papers, go and sit on the beach, and you earn far more than say you have a factory out there employing people. You have to deal with unions and security and so on.
I'm going to ask that. You know, I have a moderator by the name of Keisha. Keisha, tell Keisha, behave yourself. All right, sorry about that, sir.
You just buy the government papers, Neighbour.
Yes.
On the beach, and you heard a lot. You heard 70% and 100% on your money. You know?
Yeah.
As you have said, the entrepreneurial spirit is getting back there. Okay. A lot of people are investing, and the same people that are telling people that boy not now going and so on. When you go on Instagram and look, proven.
Oh yes.
Offering factory space to rent.
Oh yes.
They're leased in place. They're selling apartments. They're all over the place.
Yeah. Did you hear what the ambassador designate? Well, I don't know if she has been confirmed yet. For the United States, told the hearing, sir, that America companies want to come here in Jamaica to get some of the big contracts. You hear that, sir?
Yes.
The big contracts that Jamaica is about to put out to rebuild our country. What a fascinating time we are going to be experiencing, sir. And how is it that our Jamaicans are positioning themselves? How are we positioning ourselves to make use of these opportunities. Remember, Harry, I want you to take that on for me. I want you to discuss that yourself and Astute to help us to understand what are the opportunities that are available to Jamaicans with this NARA bill.
The opportunities are there now.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hold on there for me, Michael. Michael, let me go over to Scratchy. Hold on there for me. Scratchy?
Blessed night, sir. Yeah, you're part of the Quran. Blessed upon your floor. Respect.
Yeah, Scratchy. What is your take on this? This subject tonight in terms in yeah. In terms of the old order, Scratchy, the old order seemed to be resisting the change that is taking place in Jamaica. You have a comment on that?
Definitely, but the old order back in the days that put Jamaica in the situation that we're currently in, or was in. There's a lot of persons, neighbor, who benefited from that order. There's a lot of persons who created their wealth, neighbor, as a result of that order. There's a lot of persons, neighbor, who went and got their educational degree or whatever degree they have, neighbor, they currently have. They went out and get those degrees, neighbor, to match that order, neighbor, so that they could benefit.
Because they thought it would always exist.
Yes, they thought it would always exist. They thought we would always have a murder rate of over 1,600 Jamaicans. They thought we would always have a high unemployment rate. They thought that unattached youth neighbor would always be an issue or a problem in Jamaica. They never see this coming, neighbor, where one day the table will be turned, where a prime minister would appear, neighbor, who wants to see the best for Jamaica and who is trying to change all of the things that make Jamaica look bad. So there's a high population, neighbor, a lot of persons in the country, neighbor, benefited, neighbor, from that old order, and they still want that old order, neighbor, because it is what they gain their wealth after.
Yes.
It is what they gain their recognition after. It is what they gain their popularity after, neighbor. And that old order, even if it wasn't in Jamaica's best interest, it was definitely, neighbor, in their best interest.
Yeah, the internal resistance, Scratchy, and you are from a community that you would understand this quite clearly. Where even among our security forces, there is this idea that the youth from the ghetto, the black man in Jamaica must not drive a nice car, must not live in a nice house, and anyhow he achieves that, somehow he's a scammer, he's a thief. Even if you go into one of the money agencies in Jamaica to pick up a little money, you basically have to take off your clothes for you to get it, Scratchy. We have to break free from this idea that we are all scammers and thieves. And the fact is that we only have an unemployment rate of 3%, which means that people are working, Scratchy. And if you work, you can save. And if you save, you can achieve what you want.
That is as a result of the whole other, neighbor.
Right.
The whole other made it so difficult for the common man and the youth neighbor to buy vehicle, that now persons are buy vehicles so easily, neighbor. And persons see that and get a negative thinking. I can tell you something, neighbor. When I used to live in Jamaica, neighbor, I bought 2 cars in 1 month, neighbor, and it's police themselves for me,
You did what, sir? You did what?
Neighbor, I bought 2 cars within 1 month, neighbor, and it's police themselves for me.
What you saying to me, sir?
This police themselves.
What type of cars you bought? Mercedes Benz?
I know it was the Benz, neighbor, at the time it was a car. So the car, them car, neighbor, Toyota Axio, neighbor, it was an Acura in Jamaica.
Yes.
And a nice underfit. And neighbor, I can tell you, neighbor, that if I had one piece of problem in my life.
You hear that? You hear that? Uh-huh.
What in them people here?
Oh my gosh. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, neighbor. That's the biggest mistake I make in my life, neighbor. Yes. Yeah, but the trust man, I carry them 2 bank, you know.
Oh, yes.
I was making a monthly payment for one of the carry
What a country.
Neighbor,
What a
I trust
country.
one of those guys, neighbor.
Yes.
I got one for that next for that deal. And neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
the police, them put me now on target, neighbor. Say I'm doing something that is not right. Only come by 2 carry in 1 month.
Imagine that, sir. And you have to be paying the bank.
And when I show the police, and when they come pick me up and tell them it's a big man, they ain't see me a month for them carry, you know.
Yes. Well, you know, that hasn't really changed in Jamaica. And that is the old order, Scratchy. It's psychological. It's still here.
It's psychological, neighbor, and it's still there, neighbor. And it goes to show, neighbor, that Jamaica set up the system, neighbor, was designed a way, neighbor, where get a youth stuff you have no neighbor, and poor people if you have no neighbor. Black people. Black people if you have no. I neighbor, I can't get an expert to. I remember I encourage that.
Yes.
Can I just cut in a little, neighbor? Neighbor was correct when neighbor said black people. Listen, the FinSac that was sold to Jocelyn, a white Texan billionaire. Even if you go and read the documents in the FinSac files, home electrics, a lot of the people they would have bought back their debt and they didn't offer to them. They sold the money, the debt. People were offering the government more money than they sold the debt to.
And they didn't get it back.
And they sold all the debt to Jocelyn. No, Jamaica Redevelopment Fund. Jocelyn now came in as a debt collector, and they changed the law. A debt collector, and they said nowhere in the US or nowhere is not supposed to be collecting interest, and they changed the law so that man can collect all interest. The white Texan billionaire, the black man was not have anything. So I hear a lot of people talking, boy, white people who own this. Chinese own this. What's up to the black? What the black man own? We say, listen, the black man used to own hotels.
Yes.
The same moon palace that you see the big moon palace. That was Jamaica.
That is down in Ocho.
Yes.
Yes.
Was owned by a black man.
Yes.
Same indigenous banks, insurance company, and so on was owned by black people.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and they were destroyed and given to and sold out.
I'll come back to you on that point. It's an interesting point. But Scratchy, you had another illustration there?
Yeah, but I didn't encourage her. I was in my auntie house, neighbor. Also, I live a mistake. I rotate. And when the soldier and the police them come, neighbor, they take me and they take the auntie, and they take away. The police man and the soldier man then come out. The soldier man say, yes. You know, the soldier man go on the radio and said, them find Mr. Coke house.
They find who?
Them find Donald's house.
That are you?
No, because I want them to the house look.
Oh?
So they have to believe, say, all right, it's the dog out there saying my money and this and like a female house this then.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not a house, it's not the man house, neighbor.
Oh my God. Because you had a few little things inside there.
Yeah, neighbor, because the house look, you know the house look good and you know you take care of the inside of the house.
My God. That's the old order.
Man come on the radio and say, them find this a house.
Boy, Scratchy, that is the old order. And you know, Scratchy, there are those in the society who are fighting to maintain that status quo. Yeah? Because look at Dr. Wheatley. Look at Dr. Wheatley, Scratchy. $160 million is not a lot of money, you know, Scratchy.
I mean, neighbor, in a sense of that person like Dr. Wheatley, them neighbor. I know Jamaica, I go for levels, neighbor. Another levels, the neighbor. Yes, definitely, neighbor.
You have a change, Scratchy. But you wouldn't call that wealthy, Scratchy. Because
that cannot be considered as well.
Huh?
That cannot be considered as well, neighbor, because you have man in Jamaica, we have one house over that neighbor and more than that.
Right.
So that cannot be considered as well. When a man go over your well, tie up in a female house.
Yes.
That can't be considered as well.
No, let me ask you a question. Do you suspect that if Dr. Wheatley was a Chinese man, he would have gotten the same type of attention?
I mean, this is a problem, neighbor, that our society is going through now, neighbor. Like I try to show a lot of persons, neighbor. And I try to show a lot of persons the resistance, neighbor, and the attack that is coming towards members of the Jamaica Labour Party, who are the government by extension, the cabinet by extension, neighbor, is as a result, neighbor, because these persons, neighbor, are ordinary Jamaican citizens, neighbor.
Yes.
These persons were born as ordinary Jamaican citizens.
Desmond McKenzie, Dr. Wheatley. You know, I know Dr. Wheatley when he was a young youth. A lot of people, I don't say a lot of things on this program, but I know Dr. Wheatley as a young little youth. I know when Dr. Wheatley used to drive one little, I wouldn't even say, but a little youth, scratchy, you know.
That is the issue in Jamaica, neighbor, because Dr. Wheatley and the others, neighbor, the other time of the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor, they don't have any parents, neighbor, who have any name and any foundation in terms of Jamaica, neighbor. So these members, when they look at even Nesta Morgan, neighbor,
yes,
think that society like, you know, so Nesta Morgan own these important portfolios within the country and can make these type of decisions.
Deciding which MP get him road fixed.
Yes.
That is not a decision that. So the control, the struggle is about control.
The struggle is about control, neighbor. The attack from the Jamaica Labour Party and the government and the cabinet by extension is getting, neighbor, is as a result of because these persons, neighbor, a lot of these persons who made up the cabinet of today government, neighbor, is not the so-called Tapanaris. They don't have the Tapanaris background. They don't have the Tapanaris uncle. They don't coming from no Tapanaris, neighbor. These are persons, neighbor, who through them skills and them education, neighbor, create them wealth for themselves. And there's a cross-section of the population who can't see that.
Yeah, like Dr. Holness' house. I mean, what is Dr. Holness' house doing in an election campaign? The man build a house. Scratch. You know, so there are Jamaicans who build bigger house than that, sir. Scratchy. Poor Jamaicans.
Neighbor, the house of someone, neighbor, should never be a part of an election campaign. The moment, the worst thing that cannot be proven is that taxpayers' money are being out. Neighbor, the worst thing that you can do, and you downgrade the country, neighbor, you downgrade the electoral process, you take our people for food. When time you decide to go campaign for a man house, neighbor.
Thank you.
A house where a man a bill that you want to use for people decide to, all right, Andrew Holness a build a big house there. He not deserves a big house there, so they go vote to PAP.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? He don't deserve the house. Go ahead, Karen.
Asking everyone to tap the screen, share the live, repost the live, and send the hearties, please.
Yeah, thank you.
And this new style, neighbor.
Yes.
This new style, neighbor, is as a result, neighbor, of who is the current leader of the People's National Party.
Yes.
This current leader of the People's National Party, neighbor, all now he has raised the levy, he has risen the elitists running Jamaica, neighbor. He has shown, neighbor, that despite who might have what position in the government or be a part of the executive, he tried to show that these persons are not any more than him, no matter what decision them neighbor. Sometimes in previous occasion, neighbor, where we wrote to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister told him to go meet with Mr. Chuck, and he said, "Nah, meet with Mr. Chuck."
Yes.
And the Prime Minister he want to talk to. So neighbor, this is as a result, neighbor, the leader of the PNP, neighbor, Mark Jefferson Golden, neighbor, has done so bad, neighbor. So I done our political system so bad. It was a system, neighbor, that was in constant changing, neighbor.
Yes.
And not just changing, a system that was changing for the good. And ever since Mark Jefferson Golden become leader of the People's National Party, neighbor, that change has been put on hold. That change has been put on hold, neighbor. He's rising the elitists in Jamaica against the Jamaica Labour Party government, neighbor.
Yes.
He's rising his Tapanaris, spread them against the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor.
What are you saying to me?
Yeah, they don't talk about violence. Andrew. You know, you say Andrew, like you say, look up boy, this and nobody to me. And then that him show the rest of elite members of Jamaica. Say Andrew, this is nobody to us.
Uh-huh.
You take talk from Andrew.
Let me take you back to Dr. Wheatley a minute, Scratchy. Is there any taxpayers' money involved here? Has there been any report of any taxpayers' money missing in any ministry?
I can definitely tell you this, neighbor, that the investigation, lengthy investigation, neighbor, the IC, Integrity Commission, lengthy investigation into Dr. Wheatley, neighbor, was not only as a result, neighbor, of the amount of money that they found out that Dr. Wheatley might come across and cannot get, and they claim couldn't get account for it, neighbor. They wanted, neighbor, to pin it to something within the governance system, neighbor.
Oh.
So that they could make their report neighbor more attractive by saying, this is where he the money from, this is where to the.
But he was not a member of the cabinet for many years.
For many years, neighbor. And despite that, neighbor, they were still digging. So it goes to show, neighbor, Dr. Wheat had been outside of the cabinet for 7 years. This investigation started from 2013. They say, and the man has been away from the cabinet. No government funding to any big level, neighbor. And I even know no cabinet minister and no control of the government fund. No government projects never have any great standard. Everything has to be run through a ministry or something that is not a part of. And you still come tell Jamaica and say, we're going to charge Dr. Wheatley for illicit enrichment. All because you claim to say Dr. Wheatley have a certain amount of money that he cannot give account for, even though he was outside of the governance structure for 7.5 and executive for 7.5 years. That alone should have poured cold water for your investigation.
But I ask you again. Is there any suggestion that Dr. Wheatley's money came out of any is any of the taxpayers' money missing?
Not one red said, neighbor. The report did not state that Dr. Wheatley, neighbor, played in taxpayer money, benefited from taxpayer money, neighbor. Not one red said.
Then what is the report
Dr.
about?
Wheatley,
what is it about?
That is where I'm coming to now. And for Dr. Wheatley to be charged and to be suggested for charge for illicit enrichment by a government entity who cannot prove that it's taxpayers' money, it is total rubbish and bullshit. Because if it's not taxpayer money, Dr. Wheatley have neighbor, I don't care where Dr. Wheatley going to get the money.
I am asking the same question. How do I business with where the man getting money?
Neighbor, there was a popular policeman in Jamaica. Retired now, neighbor, in slide with the People's National Party. And I remember, neighbor, because like my constituency, neighbor, we know that police officer cool, and we talk about him every day. My family members who live there, neighbor. Because you know that certain police officers, neighbor, have to declare themselves.
Oh yes. But not only politicians, but superintendents and head of agencies and so forth.
And neighbor, that policeman that I'm telling you about, neighbor, he was a superintendent. And when they came in and his neighbor asked him about the welfare, where you get this amount of money as a superintendent, neighbor, the guy wrote them back, neighbor, and told them that, neighbor, it was his back part that he was benefiting from.
His what?
He was benefiting from using his back part.
Is that a true story, Scratchy?
True story, neighbor. The man tell himself, we never know. I benefit from using my back part to come and home and get so much money from.
Yes? Oh my God. But
this what? The superintendent of police tell them.
Yes. In other words, a man should not have to declare where he is able to get his money unless taxpayers' money are missing here. I don't see a case.
If taxpayers' money, neighbor, is not the case, neighbor. You can prove that while Dr. Wheatley was a government neighbor, he was bribed by any foreign agency or anyone, neighbor, to push anything in their favor. He cannot prove anything like that. Neighbor, Dr. Wheatley could have been a gambler and a racer and strap the bet for us every weekend.
That is true.
Dr. Wheatley can't be a man bet for just bet for a football match, bet bigger winning money.
Yes.
There's so many ways now how you can create wealth, neighbor. So if it's not tax, he is a politician. And the reason why you guys are auditing him, I'm having to show him certified, is because you don't want to know that he's not messing around with taxpayers' money. Any other money where the man have, leave the man money alone.
I think so too.
Leave the man money alone. Any other money the man have is the man problem that. Leave him alone.
Yes, I tell you something. I don't know, Scratchy. I think this is part of the old system of colonialism where we think that black people can't achieve nothing. And if they have a few little million. Let me not tell you earlier, Scratchy, that I know a brethren will buy one little crown, little used crown, and every time he drive, he go to a road, police stop him. And where you drive this one? It's almost like they want to throw the man out in car. And I hug the man raising a scratchy hug. man be doing a hug pen and I raise 2 hug. And have ambition. Yes.
The Jamaican economy, neighbor. It's created and crafted by Andrew Holness and in cabinet, neighbor. The genius Nigel Clark who left us, neighbor. He's setting a way, neighbor, where if people have already made screw up and them body down in Jamaica, neighbor, them can make money. Yeah, you know what? All right. I just call Jamaica. It's a starting. The time starting. Come out and tell you about this and that, the percentage. Starting need to do the real report, them one numbers.
Thank you.
People, neighbor. Tell me how much millionaire, how much new millionaire have been created in Jamaica since 2016. And that 1 year.
So true.
Tell me how much new millionaire have been created since 2016 starting. That I want to hear. Because neighbor, I can tell you this, neighbor. You asked your man earlier. I talk about chop and neighbor. Chopping is not the only means of people financial advancement in Jamaica, neighbor.
Yes.
The economy is set in a way, neighbor, where if you have your head cramp on your body properly, neighbor, a simple thing million a month, neighbor.
Simple thing millions you can make. Yeah?
Neighbor, million a month, that's it, neighbor. Then if I'm now man right now, neighbor. Say, go and put a little pro box on the road, neighbor. The leasing can make up for that is a $1.2 million for the year, neighbor.
Yes? You mean as a taxi?
As a taxi, I'm know there are 10 taxis, so even in 10 taxis, I make $1 million Jamaicans a month. Let me tell you this, neighbor. You see why the wealth hide in Jamaica? It's because Jamaica and Jamaicans, neighbor, we know all the countries to your neighbor. Now when time the greatest thing I go on for your man, neighbor, I'm going to show you like nothing I go on, and I'm going to tell you so nothing I go on.
Because he has to kind of be hiding it.
Yes, because he have to be hiding it, neighbor. Because he knows that nobody wants to see a normal man like him with nothing. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, neighbor. Go a country, go look at the people in a country house. You think town people have money? Neighbor, listen me. One time, neighbor, a town man usually run things. Town man drop off of the market now, neighbor. A country man run things now. And you know why country man run things? It's not because of chopping. It's because country man till the soil, neighbor.
Farming, Scratchy. Farming.
Neighbor, you know a man that plant $10 million out of melon a year time, neighbor. And you see that man in the neighbor, you don't think that man don't value a donkey can't trim it up.
$10 million watermelon.
You see that man neighbor, you don't think him don't value a donkey like us every day.
My God.
You never know since a millionaire this a Jamaica, neighbor.
Farming, Scratchy.
Neighbor, farming turn up. Farming change, neighbor. Farming turn up. Neighbor, town was the thing one time. Kingston was the thing one time, neighbor. The geometric train, neighbor. Rural Jamaica, turn up them thing now, neighbor.
My God, if you have yam in Jamaica today, yam. If you plant yam, huh?
Neighbor, man reach off a ketchup, tomato pepper. Ketchup, man reach off a neighbor.
If you plant yam in Jamaica, and now if you have $500 pound for sweet pepper, if you carry 1,000 pounds of sweet pepper, go to a coronation yesterday, you're not going home with millions, man.
You want me say normal man, neighbor, tell me say man contract with big hotel, normal man to provide melon to them, normal man.
Yes.
The biggest hotel in Jamaica, he provide them with melon. But neighbor,
yes.
Yams are happy. We have a big diaspora that we can supply that market. And maybe that's why yam is so expensive, because they have to be exporting a lot of it.
Yes.
And let Jamaicans tell you how much they pay for a tin of hockey. And I have a friend, him export mangoes to England and so on. So there's a lot of way to make money, as what Scratchy is saying. There's a lot of opportunities out here. If anybody that Jamaican neighbor, I know see out a way, I see a neighbor opportunity that Jamaica more than ever. What you think that all of them see that the neighbor, look at I'm telling them people your secret. I'm telling them on the online right now, neighbor. All of them, or majority of them are who living in the diaspora neighbor, they have a small business or something going on Jamaica neighbor.
Oh!
And it's a turn and a go and go down there. They don't talk. Neighbor, the whole diaspora have business in Jamaica. Who have goat, who have pig, who have them cousins to sell clothes. Neighbor, the whole diaspora. Once them have sense, them have a business that go on in Jamaica where they must save the money they in a bank and like it out, neighbor. Millions of dollars there Jamaica neighbor. Millions of dollars make a Jamaica. millions on top of me.
What you saying to me?
You see that Canada here, neighbor? When I go to a party in Canada, neighbor, a buckle of Hennessy is $200 Canadian, neighbor. $200 Canadian is about 22,000 Jamaican. And when I go to dance in Jamaica, neighbor, it's 35,000 for a buckle of Hennessy. That is basically 350 Canadian.
35,000.
Yes, a buckle of Hennessy in our party.
And how much you buy? How much you buy?
Neighbor, a buckle of Hennessy in Jamaica is more expensive than in Canada, neighbor. And me tell the neighbor, you have some party, the one man buy all 4, 5, 6 buckle of Hennessy at night time. And him is that no scammer. Him to me, tell them I sell. Him only and them I sell.
Yes.
Him
Irish as sell. Yeah?
Him goat a sell. Him have them a sell. Neighbor, Jamaica is prime for business, neighbor. Jamaica is like Jamaica is prime, neighbor. Jamaica is so prime, neighbor. It's like Jamaica has so much potential right now, neighbor. And it's just my grandmother always tell me something, neighbor. And that's the problem when you see Jamaica in the situation right now. Government is not the solution to the problem, neighbor. You think government is the solution to the country problem? A lot of people, neighbor, tend to believe that government is the solution to their problem, neighbor. The government is not the solution to your problem.
Yes.
That government cannot be a solution to your problem. And that is why, neighbor, you see, 400,000 Jamaicans, neighbor, so desperately want to see the PNP back in power. Because the PNP play to these emotions and let them believe that government is the solution to them problem.
And then create that mindset, Jay.
That's what the PNP do, create that mindset to make people believe, say, okay, government will solve the problem. Never. Government create policies, government create programs, government create laws, neighbor, that make the economy in a situation where the economy neighbor can benefit. It is impossible for the government, neighbor, to come and change every single 2.8 million person in Jamaica. It is up to you. A big part of the solution to your problem is you.
Yes.
Stop thinking that Andrew Holness can change the problem. Andrew Holness is going to legislate over every single thing. Yeah, but this government has done so much. Andrew Holness has done so much. But some people might say, don't want to go on the same way. Some people might say, all right, the thing is more streaky and more slow. Yeah, but the thing could have been much more further, you know. You see, the people in Jamaica, they just rally and decide to, listen, they're going to work with the government, you know. They're going to get in line with the vision and the aspirations of this government, you know.
Yes.
They're going to work with the policy that Andrew Holness are bringing up. The lawlessness that we used to, they're going to change up the level of lawlessness, you know.
Yes.
The country would have gone way further. The reason why the country don't move from a neighbor to a rapid pace is because Jamaica neighbor is improving, and Jamaica is achieving, neighbor, and Jamaica neighbor is on a level that is moving. The development of Jamaica neighbor is moving much more faster than the development of the people of Jamaica. That is the problem. The country is developing much more faster than the people. So it come like you see something neighbor where 1 week you walk past right here, so next week you go there, you see one big tall pretty building and you see one creator for construction work go there. But you still can't come to the realization that this is the new Jamaica.
Yes.
You still say, look at them lit down the man building and I put up this and the man building was a big eyesore and non-progressive to the place where it did.
Fantastic.
But
Yes, Mikey. Yes, Mikey. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a saying, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish, you feed him for life. No, the Prime Minister, what the PNP do was have the people sit down and wait on this part program money. I remember going down to 3 Mile one day in a neighbor, and when I saw some big, strong, young girl with bleaching cream on them face come to collect the money, all them do is collect the money and go lay them back on that 2 or 3 fan with the bleaching cream. No, what the Prime Minister said, listen, I will give you a skill. We're paying for you to go hard. We're paying for you, giving you a stipend to go. When you come out, we give you money to set up business and so on. You're teaching them to be independent, Because once a man was killing Jamaica, I'm hungry.
Yes.
But the PNP are not encouraging the people in their area to take up that what they want to do is keep them dependent. Once they're dependent, that's how the PNP control them, Keep them dependent. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister could have taken the money and do that, just give them a little stipend, once a month or so. But the man said, no, get a skill, I will pay for it. That's what I'm saying. And they resist that.
Audrey Scarlett, Talk Your Mind, Thursday. Good night. Audrey Scarlett, good night.
Good night, neighbor.
Good night to you. How are you?
I am fine, and I'm just overjoyed
Wow. What's making you so overjoyed?
because all the noise is gone.
The noise.
Yeah, Westmoreland noise. Did you hear anything from Westmoreland lately? The Chapaling people, them?
Oh.
Did you hear anything?
No.
It's very quiet down there. I wonder why.
I wonder why. What is happening there?
Because they weren't getting anything and they were making noise.
Uh-huh.
Now they're gotten things. They haven't said anything.
Is that so?
I think they should come out and say, oh, thank you, Andrew, I got my 500,000. Thank you, I got my house stuff done. Thank you, I got my container. These people are one set of ungrateful people. They never have nothing. That is what is on my mind. They never did have nothing, and now they get something. They never have no house. If a Westman never have no house.
Uh-huh.
That's just where I'm at, because there was a lot of noise about Melissa, and because Melissa is, to me, Melissa only hit Westmoreland. It never hit any other parish.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, everybody's quiet. It's not that anymore. It's not Andrew, no more money, and we now get nothing. Everybody I get. People I get boat, people I get engine, people I get house, and PNP quiet. Virtual now talk again. Yeah. That's my little intake. I have nothing else to say. Because all these people, if one more thing, the IC, aren't they supposed to go to the FID before they go outside? That's how it goes?
Astute, help me with that.
Yeah, but the IC has the right to pursue investigation without going to the FID immediately. However, the MOU that they signed, that is why the letter said the FID did not adhere to international best practices. So while they didn't do anything illegal,
They ignored them. They didn't trust them. Basically, they didn't trust the FID, so they went outside. And now when the audit outside tell them said there's nothing there, they came back in and go to the FID. Now, I don't know why people is talking about this or that. If you have a company here can do the audit, why you go outside? Okay, you went outside. You don't trust them because they are corrupt. And the outside audit $30 million of my money, and you didn't get anything. You came back. How dare you ask the FID to look at it? It's a company, but they're human. You didn't trust them the first time, but you trust them now? I don't understand. And the FID must roll over and play dead and say, yes, never audit. How if you audit something, audit already and say nothing wrong with it. And people still are going and talk foolishness. FID have a right to refuse these people because they didn't trust them in the first place. It's all about trust. And they did not trust them. They went out of their way, spent 30 minutes. I want to know something. They don't have anybody, no group that they have to get money from. They just can't just take money like that and do anything with it. Huh?
They get a budget, man. They get a budget.
Hey, man, and because you get a budget, now you just willy-nilly go to audit. You do audit, and the audit now suit you. You're going back to FID. FID said them now look panic because you never look at me first. And you have the man statutory deduction today for the 18th of September, a boom so like ball. And people not find nothing wrong. With the black road, that's so with the black road.
Well, no. Blocking road is breaking the law. So we can't block road. No, yeah, well, we can protest, but we don't have to do it in
No,
an illegal.
listen to me. It's a serious matter. It's very serious. You used that for 4 years. Nearly destroyed the man's reputation. And there was nothing behind it. And
Yeah.
you're just going to sit down and let them get away with it?
Yeah, well, it's a serious matter, but blocking road is illegal.
Well, we're not about nothing.
No, right.
But we need to do something. Them can't just get us up. Them can't get us up. It's not right and it's not fair.
Yes.
People reputation is all they have.
True, ma'am.
You cannot use it willingly to do anything with it as you can. It's not right.
Yes.
And the way our JLPs here, we just calm and collective and we not in a problem and we not do this. If the PNP member tell us that the whole place burn down.
No, we can't do that. We can't burn down, no.
No, if it was the PNP. If it was the PNP. If it was JLP do this to PNP, the whole place catch a fire because them arrogant. They don't have no calm in them.
Yeah. Well, when the labor rights can account, ma'am. They can account.
They're too soft.
But they can account.
They nearly mash up the man's life and then just have a walk with so like nothing happen. They do order. Anyway, turn it away, right? These words don't anger. No, listen to me. We're soft too long. We can't grievous now. You know, say Andrew have to get bad and call the people them bully. And that's not Andrew. I nerves them get, but these people come like some little pests. You know, inner your skin is a joke. If I you say, then they're annoying. And somebody need to break it.
Well, maybe building, ma'am. Thank you.
That's me.
Thank you, Audrey Scarlett. Thank you. Honeybee.
Evening, neighbor.
Hi.
Talk in my mind is just simple this. It's just that in Jamaica, we don't bet on ourselves. We don't feel that well, I would not say me. Some of us, I don't know, it seems like them brainwash is so bad, we don't feel like we deserve to have anything. And that's where the problem is. And let me tell you something, David. This is the one them want to come about, not now one and who and this and them wouldn't even get up or walk and sweep up one little late to earn them dinner. Them are wait for your handout. Neighbor, let me tell you something. The train is moving and a lot of them were left behind. When the train pull out of the station, some of them not even going to reach the station to even catch on on the step.
Yes.
Because they don't have any qualifications. You're not trying to get qualified. You're not trying to get certified. I remember I keep saying to them why art is so close to most of the inner city in Kingston, and they're not the one who is attending. People coming from far and wide, coming right there to utilize the services that you can use to benefit and to uplift yourself, and they're not doing that because that's not their aim. Their aim is to sit and wait for them MP come and give them something and them eat today and tomorrow again them hear say MP the office them go again. That's their mentality. That's how they are. And I can tell you this, Scratchy's from downtown and I'm from the same place. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
We saw that we could do better and we left. And we made better of ourselves. They can do the same. It wasn't any gold spoon we get in our mouths. And then you're going to talk about, I remember you said, Neighbour, about if you buy a certain vehicle, police stop your neighbor. I can tell you, my nephew, he used to drive a little Nissan. He call it Lapis. And the moment he could buy a 2025 Subaru, him said in 1 month he get stopped by the police 12 times. 12 times.
In 1 week?
One of them asked 1 month, 12 times. And he said, one of the police said to him, said, if it's his card, he said yes. And him said, oh, you afford this. So him said, show him ID. So him said, And oh, you get them type of work, him said, because I studied, I made myself this way because I wanted to live comfortable. And the policeman said, like the policeman said, they know you come on for me so strong. He said, you're asking me a question and I'm answering you, sir.
Yes.
If I don't answer you, then you'll say I disrespect you.
What type of car you saying drive, ma'am?
He drive, I think it's a Subaru. I don't know. It's one of those Subaru SUV in the 2020. I don't remember Subaru.
Forester or Outback.
Crosstrek.
Crosstrek,
Crosstrek.
Crosstrek,
Yes.
no hot car, man. That's simple thing.
No, but it's expensive, but it's not cheap. It's not to them because they're not going to be able to afford it.
From a 2025, it's not Neighbour. Where else, man?
2025 Neighbour.
Oh, 25. Well, yes.
It's an $8 million car.
Oh, Lord.
So they're saying at his age, he should never have that. And he's saying, I work for it.
Oh, my.
Why would I? But that's the belief. They believe. But the young people nowadays, Neighbour, those that have a vision for themselves, Neighbour, they are not waiting on anything. They're going hard. And they're not scamming. They're not chopping the line. They're working very hard because young people, especially if they have a job that can facilitate them going back to school, they are uplifting themselves, Neighbour. Neighbour, you have young people that live in one house and have another one rented in.
Yes.
So the one that they live in, that one probably finished paying for, and they have another, and that one paying for itself.
Yes.
That's how they find a way to make money.
Yes, ma'am. Even the normal ma'am, I remember a family member of mine a couple of years ago, Grand Market night, ma'am. When the lady tell me how much money she make at the market, I nearly went up myself.
Neighbour,
I never work. I don't work that in a 1 year.
Neighbour, one order for Corsage for a school. One order, because I do Corsage. One order, neighbour.
You do Corsage?
And it takes me about, I would say 4 weeks the most, because the amount of a neighbour.
You mean like when you're doing graduation?
Graduation over 250,000, neighbour.
Wow. You can work 250,000 a week.
No, in 1 month. That's I take a month because you have small. You have one school that will give you 150 students plus the staff that will get Corsage, and then you will have other small like the basic school. It said okay, there are 50 students. And neighbour, I'm telling you that one school you can make up to $250,000 from one school.
Wow.
And if you have 3, that is your regular. You can make the money, neighbour. You can, and if these people don't understand a neighbour, you get trained by art free of cost. Certified neighbour, you can make reeds. People are making neighbour reeds is money business,
For funerals.
And neighbour, money is in it because neighbour, it depends if they're using silk flowers or real flowers, neighbour, the price is different. And you have certain reeds that will say, have a reed that says son. Mom, neighbour, those reeds are going up to $35,000. And that's 1 day. You can make that in a day. So,
wow.
What are they saying?
I need to get into the reed business. What are you saying to me?
You're welcome, neighbour. You're welcome.
Yes, I need to get into one of them businesses.
For all of us.
Wow.
So, the space is there for you to make money, neighbour. It's not that you're going to make it overnight. It's not that you're going to make it. You're not making no money
in the talk show business, ma'am.
But little by little, neighbour.
Yes.
Neighbour, you have people. You see those little cushion that people would buy on eBay. If you can change up, you can patternize something that look like you order it and selling it back. People will buy from you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Honeybee. Hold on there for me. Roger Stitchy, good night to you. Hello, sir. Roger Stitchy. Stitch up, brother. Hello. Are you there, sir? Are you there, Stitchy? No, he's not there. Okay. So what do we do? Oh, let's go to Member Harry. Member Harry?
Good night, neighbor. Good night, everybody.
Member Harry, it's 25 minutes after 9 o'clock. How much time you need?
I wouldn't need much a lot of time, neighbor.
Okay, so let's hear you on the revolution, the old order resisting the change in Jamaica, and it probably is why we're having the struggle in the leadership, where Holness, who is leading the revolution, is coming up on resistance from those persons who want the old order to remain. Is it not true that Jamaica is changing and there are those who are resisting it?
Well, Jamaica is always changing in a neighbor, and it started from a decision made in 2007. Right, and even then, when when Jamaica went back, took a step back in 2011, we still were moving forward. There were changes, inevitable changes, that the people were now opening themselves up to. Some were doing it unconsciously, others were consciously doing. There was intent in change. And one of the things we need to understand is that what is changing from Jamaica, what we're moving from, is one of the oldest tricks in the book, neighbor.
Yes.
Right? In Roman times, what they did to control people, right? It wasn't really land and money. It was none of that. What they did was really give people entertainment. So, the big feast, the circuses of that time is equivalent to the feel-good things, the big party, anything that appeals to the emotions.
Yes.
And what that does is
one remembers the Hebrew boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what that also does, neighbor, is that it impacts a specific demography of that society. And that demography is what ensures continuity of a nation.
Yes.
And that is the youth. Because this is just another form of distraction, because when you're caught up in all of this, you don't ask important questions such as, who is running things?
Yes.
Who are the biggest benefactors? How do I fit in this system? And how do I be better?
Yes.
Those are some questions you don't ask because you're caught up in all the feel-good thing, the vibes, the everything, while wasting the future of a nation away. And that's what was happening with Jamaica. But now we get a little wake up. I mean, the Prime Minister said he's not a revolutionary, right? But the truth is, it is not in the old way of revolution that is happening. It is more of a silent revolution where people are ascribing to things that the Prime Minister and his administration has been putting forward. It creates that level of change in people and belief again. Because one of the biggest things, neighbor, is that, and I hear Scotty, touch on it, how people earning and so on. This day and age has had so much opportunities for people to earn in so much ways, neighbor.
Yes.
Never ever before in humankind.
That is in Jamaica.
This has happened. And that is in Jamaica. No form of Jamaica have been able to earn in so many different ways prior to now. And again, anybody can challenge me on that, and I beg them to do so. Because understand this, neighbor. Persons are trading. You spend 2 hours on a chart. Depends on what your risk. If you put up a $50,000, the risk to ratio reward is 1 to 3. You have 150,000. That's just 2 hours of a day.
Wow.
You go do other things. You are now working remotely for 4 hours. You enjoy another 2, and you gone probably, if you want, in another night, you're working for somewhere else. Flexibility. You're not tied down in traditional way. And these are some of the things that has been helping, and I want people to follow carefully here. This is something in which the government has aided directly and indirectly through its development, through how we've been fiscally responsible, so that we can attract investments and confidence from companies worldwide to accept persons who are sending applications from a territory named Jamaica. Right? Because a lot of people will run with the whole thing and say, oh no, government never helping that. That's because you're looking with the wrong lens. There has to be a level of confidence from a nation. This is why you will find some people not being able to apply for a job in certain areas, Neighbour, back then. Right? Because of what Jamaica was doing. Neighbour, Jamaica was blacklisted twice.
Blacklisted from what?
You couldn't apply. Neighbour, for financial irregularities, right? With caught up in certain schemes, and these are independent of what everybody's saying in scamming and so on. We were that low. So we weren't trusted, but the government has restored that trust on the international stage.
Yes.
So that the people of Jamaica can now trust a system that they didn't know existed before. And there we find a lot of people now is helping us with the unemployment rate, Neighbour, because you can do so many things to earn.
Yes.
You are tied to the traditional means. You have people go ahead and do them 9 to 5, yet still they don't like a business. Because can I tell you this, Neighbour? Majority of Jamaica had no idea that they can now bid for government contracts as an ordinary person. And a big man a run contract. Something as simple as providing 8-ounce cups to Parliament or to a ministry. Neighbour, you can go on and get a contract for that, you know.
What you saying to me?
It is that, Neighbour, it's as simple as you go. You apply for it. You get it. You simply go on Amazon, order the exact to specifications, and you then give a time frame, 2 to 4 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, depending on when they want to do, and you can hold that contract for as long as it is available. These are ways in which average Jamaicans are earning, and it is liberating them in a way now where they have greater confidence. And I think this is what challenges the status quo of the past that a certain set of people want to keep. That is the regime they're fighting to keep. They want to be able to micromanage you. Come in literally a 9 to 5 or a 8 to 4.
You're controlled, yes. Absolutely. And give you $17,000 a week.
Exactly. But you know that you can do it, Neighbour. You think it's coincidence that in the last decade we see where the generation no longer wants a position in a company, but rather the money. Nobody cares about position again, you know. Because they know that the real currency is the money and your freedom. Because if I can do so many different things, and I listed some of them, I don't need to turn up here 9 to 5 or so on. Because people now have options. Some are good in skills, hands-on. Others, theory. Other set of people, business-minded. Others, trading. There's so many different things, and what those things do is challenge the old way of doing things. And it's sad to say that the People's National Party has clinged to it. And I want to say why that is. Majority, if not all, of the People's National Party personnels coming up from that 18-year period coming right through saw politics as a job. Most of them never do nothing else, but they relied on the connections that these positions gave them. They weren't genius by any stretch of the imagination. But on the flip side, you know what that 18 and a half years taught the opposition at that time, the Jamaica Labour Party, that in order to be effective and efficient, you have to be self-sufficient first. And as such, you find why the party has so many business-minded persons. They had to go out there and face the world and make it. So they are now coming from an informed position through experience of the real world, not backed by any sweetheart deal, not backed by any links what we can call inner politics. They were trained the hard way by life. Because you couldn't come in, you couldn't survive in politics if you never have a decent job, if you never pour in you first. And that is why we're seeing such a vast difference between both political persons. One have the technocrats because they were forced to become technocrats. They had to become experts in anything they do. So they had to understand and know, while the others sat on their laurels and benefited from a lot of things from a government standpoint. And that would have lead me to the whole thing with Andrew Wheatley.
Yes.
They are unable to fathom that he can earn that money in that period of time. I want to tell you, Andrew Wheatley, what he's earning, that 164 million that they refused to add to his statutory declaration, is chicken feed compared to what he could have earned if at the time he was able to uphold his end of that deal with his joint partner.
Oh.
That is something people don't understand. And as real estate boom, it becomes tricky in how you actually calculate the value and so on, and the earnings.
Oh.
So there's so many different things that you can do. And remember, this is a man that had to also come through 18 and a half years of People's National Party terror. So they had to find ways to make it, and they never have government aid or backing to do so. And what the IC tend to do, and they don't have to say, when you hear illicit enrichment and somebody is a part of a government, the silent message that is being sent is that there is some sweetheart deal that he has benefited from to earn that money. But they can't explicitly come and say it, but they can imply it. And through time and what they've done, let people think about that more and more. Because how dare you know, say you earn that and that's such a big money. No, $160 million is a little bit of money. Scratchy said one man horse is that. I want to tell him, one man retaining wall is that.
Wow.
That is a new day, a new age of Jamaica.
Wow.
So many different things, because it threatens the existence of a political force, which unfortunately for Jamaica is the current opposition. And they don't know any other way how to do it. I said it the other day when I spoke about Mark Golding. It is proven that he's not that great businessman that people thought he was. If you remove the sweetheart deal, bang average businessman at best. And these are the things that are showing them up. But as Jamaica keep moving forward and they are stuck in their way, they become obsolete. So now they're going to try and crash the whole thing. Let it burn, if I may say so, just to come back and try rule from the ashes. And that's a Jamaica we have to refuse. We have to fight it with everything we got.
Agreed.
Because what is happening now is Jamaica, the youthful Jamaica, right, have to ensure that they keep this regime away. And the biggest threat to that regime, neighbor, are persons who read, who thinks, and refuse to look away when they need to do the right thing.
Yes.
And I repeat that again. The biggest threat to that system are persons who read, who thinks, and who refuses to look away when the right thing is called upon to be done. Those three things take down every and any system that does not stand for the advancement of a new Jamaica. And I'll yield there, Neighbour.
Fantastic. We have 20 minutes left, and of course the entire team is here. Let's go for the close. And Astute Youth, how do we continue to engage the people of Jamaica in this new arena, a new way of thinking, exposed to the possibilities of what is happening in the country? How is it that we continue the dialogue, and how do we get the Jamaican people to come on board to understand that there really is a revolution taking place in Jamaica, and the fight and the struggle is largely against it. The two systems of governance, one wanting to keep the people trapped in the old order, and the new one led by Holness wanting to push Jamaica forward. He, Holness, who is leading this process, is coming in for a fight. How do we support him?
Well, Neighbour, as you know, there are three sets of people we have to deal with.
Have to speak up a little.
Oh, sorry. Are you hearing me clearly?
A little better.
All right, there are three sets of people we have to deal with, Neighbour. We have those who are tribalists, who are stuck in their ways, who, no matter what they say, happening in front of them, they will deny to say nothing not go on. Their own minds deceive them because you don't see with your eyes in the neighbor, you see with your mind. Then you have those who are not too sure because they might grow up in a time when the politics was so bad that, like myself, was hopeless. But they're recognizing change because they realize that every day they get up, something new has emerged. And then there are those who outrightly support the government. So for those who cannot change, there's nothing we can do about them, Neighbour. There's nothing we can do about those who cannot change, who are unwilling to change, who no matter how much figures you show them, you could have taken them out of them little hole and carry them all around the country and show them the development. Then still, I gotta say, no, it was PNP who started it. It was Portia Simpson Miller. It was in the pipeline. It was Peter Phillips. So you can't change those ones. But for those who can be changed, Neighbour, as I will reiterate, because I've said it before, we have to continue to speak on the positives. Of course, they're going to, because propaganda is one of the most potent forms of psychological maneuvering and manipulation. Propaganda is going to play a huge role in trying to destabilize and invalidate the exponential progress we've seen. So while we keep our eyes on the prize and keep talking about the things, because Neighbour, if you don't know where you're coming from, you are bound to repeat the mistakes of the past. So, of course, we're going to mention the past, but we're going to continue to talk about what is to come, the future, what is present, what is to come, what is happening now. How we have, as Kachi said, the Statistical Institute of Jamaica should now report how many millionaires Jamaica has made in the last decade. We have to be the ones who are tasked to report these things, to continue to speak on the good moves that Jamaica is making, to show the people who may be in mental bondage but are willing to change, that things are changing. We are coming from a far place. We have come a far place, and we have further to go, much further to go. And in a mere, I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to outpace the UK, Canada, and the US. As a matter of fact, I believe Jamaica is going to be a place where even the very people who ran away, leave their country, are going to have difficulty coming back home because foreigners are going to take up residence in their own country, white people. We're going to see a brand new Jamaica. Jamaica is going to be the pearl of the Caribbean once more. Jamaica is going to do unprecedented things because Jamaicans are resilient, Jamaicans are intelligent, and Jamaicans have a stick-to-it attitude where once we set our minds to accomplish great things, there's nothing that can stop us. The only thing that will stop us is death itself. So neighbor, as I said, we just have to keep on speaking of the positives that are happening. Myself, Harry, Scratchy, all the team, we have to come here every day, continue to hammer in the heads of the people where we're going. Because neighbor, what I realize is that a lot of things are happening, but a lot of people don't know. For example, I'll just give one example and then I come down. RADA has this program where if young farmers want to get into farming, because the Ministry of Agriculture is trying to encourage people to get into farming because we have to grow what we eat and eat what we grow. We import, there's a 1.09 billion US dollar deficit in our food bill, which means we are importing way more than we export. So if we can get young farmers through RADA, through RADA's program, to get into farming where RADA gives a grant of $100,000 to start. So whether it is poultry, whether it is produce, you can go to RADA and you have a piece of land, or you go to RADA and lease a piece of land, or if you have a piece of leased land, or if you're a person with land who wants to lease to somebody who wants to get into farming, RADA is facilitating that. And there are many more programs. There's a program at heart, underwater welding. That is a six-figure US dollar earning career. That kind of career can take you around the world and back. You can do that free at heart. So people like ourselves, we have to come here. We know people are not gonna like it because oftentimes people are resistant to change. Jamaicans are resistant to change. We are stuck in. We value ourselves as yardy, really hard man, really hard woman, by the things we're used to, and as a result, it's almost like there's an identity shift in their mind. But it is not an identity shift. It is a showing of what you can be, to show that you can still be a yard man, but you can still be a rich yard man. Because we're not used to the richness. We're used to just growing up and barely surviving and struggling. When we get this opportunity to step out of that struggle, we're resistant to it because we're not used to it. But we have to continue to come here and speak on the things that matter, help the people to see that they can change, that they can accomplish great things, that they can do great things, that they can be leaders, that they can be movers and shakers, and not only followers, and not only depend on people to feed them, because the person who pays the piper determines the tune. Who you are dependent on have you under their thumb, and they will determine every move you make. They will determine how you eat, how you sleep, how you walk. You're literally still in slavery. So while we come out here each and every day, each and every evening, to spread the gospel message of a greater Jamaica to come, we just have to keep on that. And where the propaganda machinery is milling, we have to put a wrench in that. So that is the plan, neighbor. I go around every day. People say, oh, I see you on so much platform. I have to go around and let them know it's foolishness here. Not go so. I am doing my part, and I encourage everybody to do their part. So that is it, neighbor. We just have to continue to focus on what is happening. As what Harry pointed out, most people don't like read. I will read for you and interpret for you and tell you what is happening, if you're even that lazy. But I want to, and finally, neighbor, one of the most important points. There's always this argument about minimum wage. Full time we start coddling people and encouraging minimum wage arguments. Minimum wage, I feel like a school picnic. We don't have much education yet. We don't have much experience yet. We just come in North America. Most kids can start working at like 16. So they have a minimum wage set for them. But that is what it's for low-skilled people. People when they have much age, so therefore they cannot have much experience and they cannot have much education. But for big great town people, heart is free. We have to stop coddling them. We have to stop talking this minimum wage argument needs to stop. And even so, neighbor, even if we have a minimum wage argument, it is important to point out that what the minimum wage was, we are leaps and bounds ahead of inflation with our current minimum wage. The value of our dollar today and the power of our dollar today is far greater than what it was in 2016. So we have to continue. We cannot coddle these people. We cannot coddle Jamaicans. We have to hold them accountable. We have to put truth to task and just continue to press forward, neighbor.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Member Scratchy.
Yes, good night, neighbor.
The fact, Scratchy, as we go in for our final comments, is that the society has transitioned and we are moving on and moving forward, and there is a revolution taking place in Jamaica, and many people don't like it, Scratchy, because somehow Jamaicans are breaking free. You see that 17,000 minimum wage that he just spoke of. A lot of people in Jamaica want Jamaican people to remain dunce, Scratchy, so that they can control them and just give them the $17,000. When Jamaicans are realizing that I don't have to take that, I can open a business for myself, I can open my farm, I can do my own thing and make twice that or thrice that. That's part of the struggle, because when the people is free, Scratchy, then they create opportunities for themselves.
Definitely, neighbor. Lots of these persons at the top, neighbor, who want these enterprises, neighbor, that have a low income wages, neighbor. They're finding it difficult, neighbor, to fill their vacancies. If they even manage to fill their vacancies, neighbor, they realize, neighbor, that they can't keep these persons.
Yeah, so it's not in their interest for these people to be educated?
No, neighbor, it's not in these persons' interest for them to be educated, neighbor. And it is not in their interest, neighbor, for the economy, neighbor, to be so advanced, neighbor, being driven in a way where the common man, neighbor, has access to a lot of things that he didn't have access to in the past. So, yes, neighbor, there's a large population, neighbor, for our society, neighbor, who wills and benefits and praise for Jamaica to be on its knees, neighbor, because they earn financially, they earn in terms of, neighbor, the power that they have and what they can say and what they cannot say. So you have to understand, neighbor, that Jamaica is in a spot right now, neighbor, where if we're not careful, neighbor, we might miss the mark, neighbor.
And frankly, Scratchy, we should tell our people as you that non-Jamaican should be comfortable earning the minimum wage. They must lift themselves up.
Every single Jamaican, neighbor, the minimum wage, neighbor, is not something, neighbor, it's not a wage, neighbor, that was crafted by government, neighbor.
Yeah,
okay.
and I see the PNP pushing the minimum wage. It's bad government policy. The fact of the matter is that bad way to teach our people, Scratchy. The minimum wage is you determine your wage. So when you lift yourself up, you say to your boss, my son, I wonder if he's listening to me. My son was working with a company and he got another offer with another company, and he said to the company he's working with, can you match this? And they said, well, no. And he said, all right, goodbye. Gone. you know.
So yeah, neighbor, minimum wage, neighbor, it's not to say this is what you're worth, neighbor. It's something, neighbor, that says that under the law, neighbor, you cannot earn less than this or 40-hour work week.
Right.
That's all it is saying. It is not saying that this is what you should settle for or this is what you value. It's up to you to make yourself value in a certain way, neighbor, where you can move on. Neighbor, one of my main reasons, neighbor, for continue coming on these platforms and championing and pushing the advancement of the government, because I know how different my country is, neighbor. I know the type of people in my country, how different these Jamaicans are very unique. And it is so I'm going to say this thing about our greatest asset is also our biggest liability, neighbor. It's our biggest problem as well. And that is our culture. Because culture, our way of life, neighbor, is what is holding back Jamaica. Our way of life is what is holding back Jamaica, neighbor. Yes, we are respected and we are loved around the world, neighbor, for our culture. But at a domestic level, it is holding us back, neighbor. A lot of the things that we hang on to, a lot of the beliefs that we want, a lot of the beliefs that we share, a lot of things that we say, okay, this is how things are supposed to be, no matter what the government can try to set, the high level of lawlessness. It is a result, neighbor, of our culture. You hear it in our music, you hear it in everything. My reason now, neighbor, for saying why I'm so concerned, neighbor. Why Andrew Holness could have fixed road like wow. Andrew Holness could have give water like wow, neighbor. I will never take none of that going into an election, neighbor. I say that it is comfortable, I will must win. Neighbor, I am concerned about my people. Because, neighbor, I can tell you this, neighbor. You will go to a town and go in the weird Jamaica, neighbor, go talk to people and say, what they think about Andrew Holness and the Prime Minister does it this every 4 term. Neighbor, the people, we look for your dry eye and tell us, say, yes, you might do good. But we think if we get the next team and get the next man a chance now. What kind of people is that, neighbor? We can't tell us that the man do good. But them think if we get the next man a chance now.
Wow.
That is how Jamaicans are, neighbor.
It's like you marry a woman, sir, and you're a good husband, and the woman still won't give another man a chance. You're not a good man, that man.
That is how Jamaicans are, neighbor. Them people we acknowledge say yes, Andrew Holness do good. But give the next man them a chance.
Yes.
Enough. That is neighbor, it's Jamaica. And it's our culture that, you know, because I can tell you, neighbor, no other genre of music in the world, neighbor, artists fall off like dancehall. Dancehall artists fall off the most more than any other genre. You know why? Because Jamaicans might say, okay, we are work good right now. They have 6 months time, them change their mind from doing it. 6 months mind, their mind change from you, they've gone to a different artist.
Well,
so it's a culture
we better be careful over this program, you know. You know, change from we too.
Never, Jamaicans never think about when they say, yes, you are the good, but despite you are the good, them still believe that you can't give the next man a chance, or you see the next man a offer, despite you acknowledging that you are doing good. So, I am always concerned, neighbor, whenever I come, neighbor, to elections, neighbor, and Jamaicans and where they vote, neighbor, because I know that Jamaica is a population of people, neighbor, where a lot of these people are voting on policy. A lot of these people are voting on programs. A lot of these people are voting for the advancement of the country. Because that's why the Prime Minister said choose Jamaica, but 400,000 Jamaicans still voting against choose Jamaica.
Absolutely.
To go on with a slang. That's the time come. So it goes to show anybody that those persons wanted to see the government remove, despite the PNP not offering anything. So I have to be skeptical, neighbor, whenever I come to my people, neighbor. I love Jamaica, neighbor, to death. I love my people, neighbor. But I know them think, and as I said before, our culture, which is our greatest asset, is also our biggest setback, and it's hindering our growth and advancement to the true level. I see Jamaica reaching the promised land, neighbor. I can't tell us in the next 5 years or the next 6 years, neighbor. But I see Jamaica, neighbor, if it's not in our lifetime, it's our children or our grandchildren, neighbor. But I see Jamaica passing the worst. I see the Andrew Holness government, neighbor, holding power for a very long time, because I want to tell the government, as I have to say, neighbor, stop wasting the time on them big people here, on them 50, them 60, them 70, who not in line with the vision of the Jamaica Labour Party. Stop trying things that you can change these people right now. You cannot change them. We have 36 to 40,000 students who leave school every year. 5 year time, that's almost like 200,000 students outside of the school system, and then they might be on the voting list. These are the people we need to start targeting, because we're gone by that day, you can't come good at night. I for the opposite way. We're wasting time, neighbor. Target the kids in the school. They talk about how the population will change, or how Jamaica will change. Jamaica is not going to change with its current cohorts of adults that is currently in Jamaica. These adults, neighbor, are people, neighbor, who grew up, neighbor, for the level of lawlessness, who believe in the free and down, neighbor. These children know where they come. They don't benefit from the handout from the politician. They don't benefit from this. They don't benefit from that. They don't like the living condition because of technology time now, neighbor. And they live in some house, neighbor, where they want to post a picture on TikTok, they realize they can't take the picture of them house. So that brings some form of shame and embarrassment to them know saying, we want a better house than my mother and my father. Because we can't take a picture of those who post on social media. So these kids we need to target them, because these are the technologically advanced kids. These are the kids who have an appreciation for say, yeah, we're supposed to can go in a shower and go bathe and the shower and the water and feel good. Not this quarter, those they will still believe in a bathing in a bad pan, still believe in a using pit latching, because that's how they grow up, and it is hard to change them. Get the population with an appreciation for flush toilet. Get the population with an appreciation for sink for slab roof. Get the population with an appreciation for the advancement of technology is moving. We are wasting time with these people, them cannot help us, neighbor. It's the same set of people that used to talk about Andrew Holness send Storm come to Jamaica in the neighbor. And I said to myself, if Andrew Holness can send Storm come to Jamaica for mash up country and mash up St. Elizabeth and Black River, why was there an election campaign in PNP keep across with Andrew Holness never send one Storm for washing all the PNP? Mark Golding disrespect Andrew Holness every day. Why Andrew Holness has a Storm for blow down Mark Golding house? So them thing I never one that said, no, Andrew Holness could send a Storm because people can't attack Andrew Holness if right and say time can't send one Storm to them. So I want to show you never say the PNP brainwash the people them. And I can tell them, Andrew Holness for the look like that, and I can tell them what Andrew Holness to neighbor. Andrew Holness presiding over the largest public sector wage increase in the East Jamaica neighbor. Andrew Holness presiding over neighbor, the biggest decrease in oversight in Jamaica over 30 years. The lowest level of poverty, the low level of unemployment. Those are the things that Andrew Holness do for Jamaica. Nobody not talk about these things, neighbor. The country is so silent. They forgot to have $40 billion spent for spark program for every road fixing every constituency. They are 10 road. It's supposed to be by the end of the program or something like that. But nobody not talk about these things, neighbor. They not come talk about IC, the Prime Minister not certified. There's nothing on the law. There's nothing on the books that says the Prime Minister cannot continue to be function as Prime Minister if he's not certified by the Integrity Commission. So I care not if I see you want to certify Andrew Holness or not. It doesn't stop him from doing his duty. And anybody in the upper echelon of society who believes that the Prime Minister is compromised and the Prime Minister is not supposed to do this, the leader of the opposition, Garfield, is a man who benefited of the box of the country. Garfield well to him hiding a trust and present a set to make it look like he is just living paycheck to paycheck when he's actually is not. He's the big, and you go talk about Andrew Holness Integrity Commission not being certified, and now the man where seek to be the alternative Prime Minister, and the man where had insider information which should be illegal. He was the advisor to the then Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance step aside and get the Minister of Finance constituency. Yeah, but people in Jamaica sick and crazy. I mean, I disrespect the people. But the people who is not in line with the government vision and the government aspiration, you are all a crazy set of people. And I wouldn't hold back the advancement of our nice. Jamaica is the nicest country neighbor. The smallest country with the biggest impact in the world. No other country in the world with our population neighbor. I've never managed to stop the clock around the world. And Jamaica managed to stop the clock more than once. Usain Bolt do that. Bob Marley do that. Music, sports. And you talk about civil rights movement. The greatest thing is Marcus Garvey. But all of them follow. Jamaica, these people don't come from neighbor. Jamaica. But them people are not Marcus Garvey in them. I don't know time change. But as I said, neighbor, I'm going now.
Yeah.
We just want to see a better Jamaica. I just want to see the advancement of our country. And everyone who continue to believe and know that Jamaica is the greatest nation, just continue to play your part in the advancement of the whole human race in Jamaica. Because we need everybody's strength here.
Big up yourself. Big up yourself. All right. Give me a call. Give me a call tomorrow.
All right, Dave. I will.
Yeah, man. Respect. Remember Harry? It is 3 minutes after 10 o'clock. You have the final word. Bring the curtains down. Say goodbye to TikTok, to YouTube, and tell them that we will have Natalie with us tomorrow for the combination with JPU on Building Jamaica. Natalie will be hosting tomorrow.
Okay, Neighbour. So, in a sense, closing it out, Neighbour, the old ways of doing things, and it's a message to Jamaicans listening, right, to bring down the curtains. And I'll put a word to what they are looking to achieve and what the Prime Minister indirectly is looking to achieve for Jamaicans. It is a word called Epicureanism, right? And that in itself, Neighbour, is a system of philosophy which teaches the highest good in life is pleasure, not irresponsible pleasure, right? But the absence of pain, fear, and mental anxiety. That is what the Jamaica of now and the future is trying to achieve. And going back to the old way is a threat to that, to the achievement of that, and a threat to the existence of the dreams of that which Jamaicans are trying to get. Now, again, you hear me with a quote from Rome times earlier, Neighbour. The teaching of this really comes from what we call ataraxia. It's a little teaching moment, just a few seconds, which is a freedom from mental anxiety. That is what it is. And aponia, which is the absence of physical pain.
By the way, at this time of the night, it's going to be very difficult to digest.
That's why I'm just closing it out with it, Neighbour. All Jamaicans want is a simple life, Neighbour.
Yeah.
Quiet life.
Uh-huh.
The gymnastics of not knowing if we're going to get taxed again, how we're going to earn, we'll make it the next dollar from Jamaicans have moved away from that.
Yes.
And anything that threatens it, right, which currently is the opposition, threatens that. I advise, I implore, I recommend, because it's all I on the IC, I recommend that Jamaicans look within themselves. Look at the goals that they've set. Look at what the government of the day is doing to contribute to that. And make the decision on a daily basis. You don't make that decision at the polls only. We're here tonight and every night, Mondays to Fridays from 7 p.m. Neighbour until a little after 10. We are making that decision every night to try and advance Jamaica, to try and bring that dream to life. Even if we're not here, we are contributors to it. And I want every Jamaican to take that in every single day as them wake up and breathe them first breath. Choose Jamaica by choosing what is right for you and the generations to come. Anything that goes against that is a threat, and please treat that threat with extreme prejudice of eradication. And I'll close it in for that part, Neighbour. For those who want to look up Epicureanism, they can. I'll probably put it in the chat or so on. But I want to also thank our listeners again for another wonderful night, Neighbour.
Yes.
We were loaded with perspectives and views, and I love to see that our callers coming up and sharing. It simply means that persons are being more confident, they're being empowered through the program to know not just sit and listen, but to contribute through their voice and their lived experiences.
Yes.
That shows growth, that shows prosperity, and anybody can run with it. Now, I love to see it every night. It means that we're growing, Neighbour. It means that we're reaching more and more people. As the numbers grow, the impact does just the same. And I am happy that the team itself has been able to put this program together over time so that Jamaicans can get voices on their behalf. We can reach ears that never hear these things before, and that they can have similar conversations and true conversations, especially here where conversations matter, that they can take what is said here, fact check it of course, and go out and expand your brothers and sisters horizon. Let them know what is happening in Jamaica. Let them can see it, smell it, taste it when them come, to know that Jamaica is moving forward and they can do something to help it just the same. So thanks again, everybody who is listening. Of course, you know we're back on tomorrow at 7. I believe Natalie is coming on at 7:30, Neighbour.
Correct.
So we'll have that collaboration with Natalie. It's going to be a riveting one. Also, listeners, you'll see the topic coming out. You can look at the flyer. You can have your questions. I would implore you to write them down. So when we come and we have a little question and answer section, you can put questions to anybody on the panel, to Natalie, to Neighbour, and anybody else. And if you feel free to come up and share as well, please do. So that we'll be here at 7. That starts at 7:30, and we go until, being that it's Friday, until you say when, right? Neighbour speak with HR about the until you say when part. But thanks everybody for coming out again tonight. It's been a wonderful program, thank the moderators, the analysts that are here, those who contributed. Thanks so much. We can't say it enough. And we see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Conversations that matter. Politics Plus Network. And please go to the Hello Neighbor store. You can look at the merch. You can give recommendations as well for the merch. You can order directly from there. YouTubers, Lobono, like, share, subscribe to the program. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Get it out there so we can grow and expand, because we have so much projects that we want to put out there, but we need your assistance to do so, and to help Jamaica move forward just the same, because this is for Jamaica and not for us as an individual. And do hope everybody have a wonderful night and have a peaceful rest.
Thank you so much, Harry. Hi, Candy Rain. I see you in the chat. Big up yourself. Where have you been, Candy Rain? Please remember, guys, before you leave, head over to the Zelle account and leave a contribution towards tomorrow's program. 954-635-8732. That's 954-635-8732 for supporting tomorrow's broadcast. A combination with Natalie from JPU. 954-635-8732. Please, your contributions and sponsorship is very needed and necessary. YouTube, Patreon, X, have a great night. Thank you, Shafreen. Bye-bye, YouTube. Let's jump over here to